The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show podcast is sponsored by Standard Heating and Air Conditioning.
It is fun, sun, and savings time at Standard Heating and Air with incredible savings on AC units, heat pumps, and combo deals this month to ensure your air quality is up to snuff this summer. Go to standardheating.com for more info or to schedule your appointment today.
The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show. 93X.
Is it Friday yet?
That's part of my job here as host is to tell you what day of the week it is.
What day is today?
Of course, it's freaking Friday.
Happy World Motorcycle Day.
Woo, we were definitely turning some heads out there.
Yeah, I was pulling back on that throttle, and everybody was like, what is that? For sure. Yeah.
Hey, nobody here is really paying attention to us. That's weird.
Bikers are fascinating, right? What a uniquely American subculture. They're all about macho independence, right? They're all about independence. They're like, I just want to be out there on the road, just me and my bike, alone, with 30 other guys in matching outfits, riding in tandem so close we could French kiss each other.
Let's get to it.
Showtime.
Yeah, this ought to do it. This is going to have to hold you till Monday. Today's broadcast of the 93X Half-Ass Morning Show will be our final for the work week. I challenge you, Cubby, or anyone else for that matter, I challenge any of you to get me to care even a little bit about today's show.
All right.
You're going to have to work. You're going to have to work pretty friggin' hard.
Baby,
you're taking off your clothes?
Taking off his clothes.
Cubby's taking off his clothes.
All right.
You're wearing a Simpsons T-shirt. Now he's taking off his, how do you call it, his shorts.
The shorts are
You're
down.
Broadcasting in your T-shirt and your underwear.
Yeah, I got my shorts are off. Ashley, don't look over here. Just to prove this isn't theater of the mind.
Look at this.
Look at that. Those nice blue boxers you got on.
Happy birthday to you.
Giant boxer shorts like an 80-year-old man.
It's roomy. And again, that's not a wiener reference. I've got these big tree trunk legs. I don't like them to be tight.
Well, you've certainly made it more interesting right from the get-go. I can't say that I really care yet about but wait a minute.
No.
I mean, you've certainly made it more interesting. This is our 25th year broadcasting together, and I've never seen you broadcast in a T-shirt and your underwear.
This is what my family sees. I don't know if I ever have any more clothes on at home, they might wonder who broke in.
Do you walk around the house in your big giant boxer shorts?
Yeah,
and a T-shirt.
Pretty much any time of day. And the problem is, blinds are so expensive, right?
Yeah.
And we've got a big front window, and unfortunately that big front window parallels with our staircase. So if I'm going up and down from the bedroom or wherever, I'll just be in, this outfit right here.
You don't like to put on pants when you're walking around the house?
Nah, short pants. Sometimes I'll have the, my basketball shorts.
Basketball shorts.
Again, just in case, in an emergency, somebody needs my jump shot. I'm ready.
So do all of your boxers have the button? Or is it sometimes the flap can open up?
No button.
Own?
No button whatsoever.
So sometimes are you trolling around the house?
Yeah, but you know what, Wapple? It'd just be all pubes. That's all you
He pays the friggin' rent, doesn't he?
But what I was going to say is, there's times where people in the neighborhood will be walking their dog, and I'm confident they saw me in that outfit. Or if I don't know my son has a buddy over, I might walk around the corner and go, somebody's got to let me know when there's people over.
Well, yeah, but look at you. I mean, really, there's no difference between, how do I say this? Your boxer shorts are so huge.
Yeah, they're big.
That you might as well be wearing, you look like someone wearing a pair of shorts and a T-shirt.
I kind of hope that's the case.
Yeah, I don't think many folks would. What was that like there for a few minutes? He pulled his shorts up. What was that like broadcasting with just your drawers on?
I felt stupid.
You did?
Yeah, I thought this is the weirdest intro to a show, but you put the challenge out, and I thought I really want to get this guy locked in right away.
You woke me up.
Yeah. You nailed it.
You did.
That was the greatest intro ever.
Yeah. Ashley, you didn't see, did you?
No, I didn't, actually.
Okay. I did my best to hide behind the computer screen where just Wapple would see. And then once Dana said he saw, I thought, uh-oh, because you sit right next to him.
No, I looked away for you, Josh.
You mean you accepted the challenge, and you knocked it out of the park. Because, yeah, I did. I checked out sometime yesterday, like I always do. Checked out sometime yesterday, and there's no turning back. I wanted to care about today's broadcast. I challenged Josh, and Yeah, he's got me now. He's got me. Never seen you in that state before.
That was a beautiful thing.
All I really care about today is that our little Muppet baby Wapple over there has the best birthday ever. I want you to have a nice birthday.
Thanks, dude.
Happy birthday.
How's it so far?
Pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
He's 32 years old today.
It's like any other day, except it's a Friday. That's what's cool.
Has anybody else, was I the first person to wish you a happy birthday with a nice little gift?
Yes, you were.
Nice.
Yeah, and thank you for that, by the way.
Of course. Yeah,
And
I was hoping to be the first one to wish you a happy birthday.
Yeah, and then it was shortly followed by my mother.
Oh, I beat your mom?
Yeah.
Why, that sounded bad, didn't it? I was first.
Josh beat your mother?
Yep.
Yeah,
Josh beat my mom.
If there's one takeaway today, it's that I beat Wapple's mom.
Josh is getting naked, beating up moms. This is a whole new Josh we're seeing here.
You know what it is I had an energy drink.
Whoa, what?
Yeah.
He's been drinking that garbage lately. I don't know what's the matter with you.
It's gross. It's supposed to be healthier, right? My wife gets this stuff. It's worse. It tastes more like chemicals than any of the chemicals I usually drink.
Oh.
So you're saying your mother texted you sometime after Josh pulled his shorts down, your mother texted you and wished you a happy birthday, Wapple?
No, it was before the show. Josh Josh got to me before the show.
Yeah, I wanted to be the first one.
I don't know what happens around here before the show. You're 32 today, which is bizarre to say out loud.
It is so weird.
You're a full 24 months into your dirty 30s. Can I give you some advice on turning 32?
Yes.
I have two pieces of advice on turning 32 years old. Number one, let her buck. And number two, are you listening, Wapple?
Mm-hmm.
Get some.
Oh, okay. Dirty 30s. Here we are. It's been 2 years now.
Let her buck and get some. That's what you should be thinking today. Because I'll tell you this, that's 20 years ago. 32, that's 20 years ago for me already.
Wow.
Whoa.
I say let her buck and get some because I've been there. When I was 32, I was an animal.
Yeah. The 30s were great. I think it keeps getting better, personally. Now, when I was 32, that's how old I was when I got married. And then so I got a wife and two wonderful kids all at the same time.
What a nightmare.
So where are you at in that regard, Wapple?
No kids, no house. Yeah.
No kids, no house, no wife?
No.
Any prospects?
No, not really.
Nick, over the years, has offered to get you a prostitute, and you've turned it down.
I have.
Now that you're 32, dirty 30s, any interest whatsoever?
I don't think so.
See, that goes against...
Has the needle moved towards maybe accepting this gift? It has. I'm looking at your face.
I think it's gone away. I think
really?
It's gone away from it. Yeah.
But dude, 2 minutes ago, I gave you two pieces of advice. Let her buck and get some. And then that goes against let her buck and get some when you turn down a prostitute.
I would be so awkward. I wouldn't know what to do.
They're used to awkward. They're used to not know what to do, people. You see what I'm saying? That's why they're there.
I like to make a connection first.
Oh, stop talking.
Hey, you know what, Wapple? Me too. But there could be a long enough dry spell where I would forego that connection for a transaction. Where here's some money, please give me some companionship.
Wapple's actually this. Maybe HR doesn't want to hear this, but Wapple's the second coworker that we've had that I've offered to buy them a prostitute and they've turned me down. The second coworker, Josh.
Yeah, that's true. And
Let
the
her
first
buck.
one regretted it.
Yeah, and then you even said you'd fly him out there. You would pay for everything.
To the bunny ranch, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. There was a fellow who used to work here. He passed away a few years ago.
He's still alive.
But when we were working together, he was such a miserable bastard, trapped in a miserable relationship. We can all relate to that.
Mm-hmm.
What about this, Wapple? Share with us maybe a sex move this year you'd like to try, something you haven't.
Oh. You ever done the wheelbarrow?
No,
Somebody just texted in about the wheelbarrow.
That's one of my favorites is the wheelbarrow. Well, when I was young, I could do the wheelbarrow.
It's not a sex move, but I've never done it in the car.
What?
I've always wanted to do that.
Oh, that's right.
Staple, Wapple.
Well, you were older when
Yeah.
you lost your virginity. Okay, that makes a
Yeah.
little more sense.
You do it out of the car out of necessity when you're younger because you had nowhere else to go.
Yeah, and I never did it outside before, but I checked that off the bucket
Can I
list.
give you two pieces of advice on doing it in a car?
Yes.
Okay, number one, doesn't have to be yours.
Okay.
You don't even have to know who owns it.
And number 2, set the emergency brake.
Just pick a car and set the brake. That's
That's really smart.
Yeah, that's really smart. I wouldn't think of
I
that.
had an uncle who died that way.
Now, Wapple, I was in my
Happy
mid-30s where there was sexual activity that occurred in a vehicle, going through fertility stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
They wanted the product fresh, if you know what I'm saying. And one of the places, they didn't have a jack-off room. Some of them do. Some of them have it. But so they say, figure it out, get it here ASAP. And so we'd be in a parking lot, like across the street or something like that.
That's
Wow, I had no idea.
Yeah, me and one of the doctors. My wife.
Josh is a car whacker.
That's crazy.
No. I said sexual activity.
yeah.
Gotcha.
She helped him out.
That's crazy to me that they don't have a room for that. They
Yeah,
just expect you to go do it in your car.
The whole building's kind of is the proper place. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to have a private room. If you're at a spermality clinic or whatever you call it, what'd you call it?
Fertility clinic.
The whole building is there's a green light.
So we got a carport outside. You just pull right in, do your business, pull out, and then come inside.
No, you come in the car.
Carport? What are we in England?
I know. I thought we just transported to
Yeah,
Wales
because
or the
I was
Isle
like,
of Wight.
well, don't say you can't just do it in the parking lot, but you pull in so you're secluded.
Yeah, they should have a drive-through sperm bank.
It's like Walgreens. You just pull up to the window, drop your cup off, and there you go.
I got a question going back to the wheelbarrow.
You can put your hooded sweatshirt back on. You look cold sitting there.
I feel naked.
Yeah,
I am uncomfortable.
Okay.
I'll put it on.
You're showing way more skin than you normally do. Okay, you had a question about what?
How pasty do I look? Just a quick
Dude,
aside.
you don't look that bad.
Really?
You keep saying that you're so pasty.
I think it's if there was some sun in here. Oh, God, thank God there's not.
Yeah, you look all right.
All right, that's good.
Yeah, you don't look.
I might be able to beat you in that contest.
Where were you going with this, Josh? You had a question about
wheelbarrow. Yeah.
wheelbarrow position?
I lost it. Yes, the wheelbarrow position. I think I've done it, but I'm not sure now that I think about it. In the wheelbarrow position,
yes,
is the young lady or gentleman, depending on what you're into, are they looking at the ceiling or the floor?
Floor.
I've never done the wheelbarrow position.
Oh, okay.
I thought I had done the wheelbarrow
It might be too late for you, really.
Yeah, I couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah.
It looks like a lot of work.
You'll throw your back out.
I don't know. I mean, look at these pipes. I don't think they can hold up.
It's more about your lower back.
Yeah.
Oh, is it really?
Absolutely.
Oh, I've got a decently powered lower back.
Well, but just don't take any friggin' chances. You don't got to prove anything to anybody.
Well,
Yeah,
the other thing is, let's say I was all gung-ho, and I did so I worked out and did a bunch of Supermans, right, until my lower back is all
Supermans? Some kind of exercise?
Yeah.
Okay.
You lay on your stomach and you lift up your legs and arms.
Lay on your stomach. Okay.
And so,
let's say you got yourself in shape.
Yeah, I could do it. I think my wife would think I was insane.
Probably, yeah.
She's, we're both damn near 50.
Right. Nothing to prove.
So you don't want a prostitute, Wapple, huh?
No, I'm good on the prostitute.
Yeah, the other guy that I was telling about, the guy who's dead now, again, he was in a miserable relationship, and he brought his misery to work, which is something that Josh and I have we've never understood that. And we've worked with a few people who think it's okay to bring your personal problems to work and then take it out on everybody else. What are you, a fourth grader, right? I hate that. There's nothing worse than people who will stomp around and be all bitchy all day to whoever crosses their path. And then you finally say, what's your problem? And they say, I had a bad night at home last night. Yeah, so?
Yeah, we got a couple of those, unfortunately, that are still doing that.
So this guy, miserable relationship, brought his misery to work, and Josh and I finally had enough of it. And I said, you need to get laid, idiot. And as a matter of fact, like Wapple said, like Josh said, I brought it down to street level, didn't I, Cubby?
You did.
I said, I'll buy the airplane tickets, I'll buy our hotel room, and I'll buy all the action and all the liquor that you want over at the Bunny Ranch in Nevada to bust you out of this friggin' slump and get you headed in the right direction. Break up with this friggin' girlfriend that all you do is complain about, and it's on me, son. And he said, see you on Monday. This was on a Friday where I made the offer. I said, close out this relationship over the weekend, and you and I are going to be on an airplane, drunk as skunks, on our way to the Bunny Ranch. Told him that on a Friday. Monday morning, he walks in. Josh says, did you get her done? And he said, She moved in with him.
That was the best.
She moved in with him.
How do you go from on a Friday, we're done, we're breaking, I can't do this anymore, to having a brand new roommate?
That is ridiculous.
Not only did he, he went, not only was he unable to break off the relationship, she moved in with him.
That's incredible.
I do want to go to Vegas, though. I've never been. I think I would love it.
Yeah, you probably, I mean,
You'd have a good time
My
there.
wife and I went there for our honeymoon, and we learned it wasn't for us. I'm glad I went. There's definitely some fun stuff, but we're not big gamblers. We're both not really into prostitutes, things like that. But
Yeah,
the
drinkers.
fountains were cool.
I went there once, Wapple. Yeah, I think I kind of mirror what Josh just had to say. Had a good time, but
Yeah, it's kind
didn't
of one of
really,
those you're like, I'm good.
never really had a desire to go back.
I
Glad
think I
did
would
it.
just love all the bright lights. I'm like a moth to that.
It is really cool.
I love all
Absolutely.
the flashing stuff, everything to look at, drinking.
Yeah, you'll have a good time. Go
Smoking.
ahead. Go ahead. Go to Vegas.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
On the way in today, I saw a couple of classic vehicles. So they've got the Back to the 50s this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Sweet.
And it was really cool. I saw a line of them actually on 35E. And already this morning, I got an email from 64 C10 Jesus, Turbo C10 Jesus, and lowered 63 C10 Jesus. I'm going to guess they all have C10s. And they got in line last night for Back to the 50s. And I think they've told us this before, at 11 p.m., right? It opens at 6, or just 3 minutes away. They can get in there. But they've been hanging out since 11 p.m. last night. That's a fun event. I like that. Or just, if you can camp out by the state fair, put up a lawn chair. We've done that together before a couple times.
You just watch all the cars go by.
Yep, that's cool. And then a lot of times, too, they'll have, like, people with really cool modern cars will kind of just get in on the fun. So you get to see a lot of cool vehicles you might not. I've actually been looking at renting a couple of cool vehicles, and there's a couple of them that, my God, that's expensive.
Just to rent them.
Just to rent it for a day or two.
I bet it is. Hello and have fun this weekend to all you Back to the 50s people. 2 minutes away from starting up. They let folks in at 6 a.m., huh?
Yeah, I don't know if that's just if you have a vehicle or I'm assuming, right, it's just the people that are part of it.
And our intro said something or another about Motorcycle Day or something like that. It's a gearhead's paradise. Coming up this weekend on 93X, it's a Megadeth and Mudvayne weekend.
I can get behind that.
And those two bands come to town together Tuesday, September 24th at the Armory. You can win tickets all weekend long to Megadeth and Mudvayne, so we made it a Megadeth and Mudvayne weekend. Well, if that's the case, I need to get my hands on two things. Crack rocks and a crack pipe.
Ashley could help you with both.
Yep.
Wait. Can I borrow a lighter from someone?
Yeah, you need a lighter,
Yeah,
too.
absolutely.
Oh, then I only need those two things. Crack rocks and a crack pipe. I never smoked rock. Did you know that, Josh?
I assumed.
I've never smoked rock.
There's a first time for everything.
Yeah.
And when it's Megadeth and Mudvayne weekend, maybe now's the time.
I've yet to go to the Armory to see a show.
Oh, it's a blast.
Everyone says how great it is.
Yeah, it's such a nice venue.
I've enjoyed myself over there, Josh.
Yeah, I've heard so many people say, man, that is a fun place to watch a show.
More bathrooms than maybe you've ever seen afore.
That's perfect because at the Megadeth show we saw at a different place for our beer launch,
Oh, no.
Oh, boy.
if you wanted to go to the bathroom, you're going to have to pee your pants. I mean, that was impossible. There's like one bathroom or whatever, and
All
it
of
was
us
impossible.
came very close to peeing in our pants and underwear.
Didn't a buddy of yours pee in a trash can or something? Maybe I'm not quite
almost peed in a trash can.
Oh, it was an almost thing.
That was really, really difficult. The Armory, that's the first thing I noticed is, wow, if I got to take a squeege, I could pretty much walk in any direction and run into one. You might be thinking back to many, many stinking years ago. A friend of mine took a piss in a trash can at First Avenue when he was heated. I don't know why you would go do something like this, but he went there to see Pearl Jam.
Oh, I saw Pearl Jam at First Avenue.
And he
Was this in the early 90s?
No, wait a minute. I was there, so it wasn't Pearl Jam. Because I've never seen that band on purpose. God dang it. We were there to see someone at First Avenue in the early 90s, and it was a big crowd, and my pal was drunk, and he's not what you normally see from my friends, Josh, kind of a disgusting, annoying animal. He wasn't. He was one of my more proper buddies.
Was it Soundgarden?
Oh, that could have been it.
Yeah, because they opened up for the band I went to go see, which is, I can't remember for whatever reason.
Okay, it might have been.
It was like a metal band that they opened up for.
Okay, it was one of those 90s bands that ruined all the music that we believed in. But yeah, all of a sudden I turned to my right, and he's got his dong dipped down into a trash can. And I thought, well, that's not your character. Not your character at all.
You know, back in those days, though, for First Avenue, you wouldn't notice. It's such a different place now.
They cleaned it up a bit.
That was part of the charm, the urine that was everywhere.
Yeah. So there you go. Oh, man. Randy Shaver and Brad Wright are going to be here later. Did I miss anything?
Oh, on the topic of motorcycles.
Oh, you know what? I didn't mean to interrupt. But if it's a Megadeth weekend and it's also Motorcycle Day, that kind of almost turns it into a Moto Psycho.
That is such an underrated, awesome song. Do we have that in the system?
Psycho.
I don't think
It's got
so.
one of the coolest
That
intros that Megadeth's ever come up with.
So cool.
From an album that nobody cared about. What was that album? I'm going to make it seem like I never cared for it either. The World Needs a Hero?
I think that's exactly right.
Moto Psycho? What a great track.
The Bike Riders opens this week, the motorcycle movie, with Austin Butler, Tom Hardy, Norman Reedus.
Why do I recognize the name Austin Butler?
Guy that played Elvis.
Oh.
You dug him, right, in that role?
He was terrific as Elvis, absolutely terrific. Well, and the movie, I think, was just called Elvis.
Such a babe.
And it was a strange movie, enjoyable movie, don't get me wrong, but really strange and kind of Scooby-Doo mystery type silliness.
Oh, really?
And oh, God.
I hadn't heard that.
Tom Hanks is brutally bad and annoying in the movie. Yes, that's the vibe I got from that Elvis movie. It was like a Scooby-Doo mystery. You got to see it maybe to understand what I'm talking about. So he's in this new motorcycle movie called what?
It's called The Bike Riders.
The Bike Ride. Yeah, I remember we talked about it. It's set in the 60s when motorcycle gangs were airwares.
Yep.
Okay.
It looks really cool.
Yeah, it does look good. And you got some big names in there. Norman Reedus, you know, aside from being famous for The Walking Dead, is like a famous motorcycle rider, basically. Well, I should say famous in the way that people know he loves motorcycles. He's got that show, I forget the name of it, about motorcycles.
I don't know Norman Reedus either, so.
Daryl on The Walking Dead.
Never saw it.
He shoots arrows and stuff.
He's definitely the coolest one.
Oh, yeah, by far.
Without a doubt.
Or bolts, maybe.
It's called Ride with Norman.
That's what his show is? Ride with Norman?
God dang. All right, so that ought to be a big hit. That Austin Powers, what's his name again?
Austin Butler.
He looks like, you put a little, well, of course, I'm kind of drawing this opinion off of when he played Elvis. Yeah, he's got the perfect hairdo for it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You throw a little Brill cream in there and put a jean jacket on him, and hell yeah, he's going to look like a 60s motorcycle enthusiast.
And he, I'm sure you remember, after Elvis, he couldn't stop having the Elvis accent, for the lack of a better word. He couldn't stop talking like Elvis.
That was really weird.
That was kind of weird.
Yeah.
He was so invested in the character that afterwards, for a long time, he had to work with a dialect coach to remember how he used to talk.
He did an awesome job. I mean, beyond awesome in that role, because unless they lied to me, he sang all the songs himself.
Oh, that's great.
From what I was, someone else says Norman Reedus was on Boondock Saints, or in the movie Boondock Saints. Never saw it!
Yeah, I didn't bring it up for that reason. I know you've never seen it.
Oh, that's such a great movie.
I'm so tired of everyone telling me that. It can't be that great if everyone keeps telling me that.
It is great.
That doesn't make any sense, does it?
Yeah.
You know, people told you that about a few things that you can't stand.
What's that?
That it was great, and it was it.
Yeah, what were they?
Get Out.
Get Out. Yes.
Oh, for Christ's sake!
Yeah, Get Out was one that was winning awards. Everyone said how great it was. You are one of maybe a couple people that I've ever heard bash it.
Oh.
After you have, there we got one or two people that agreed, but most people Thought that movie was awesome.
It was so stupid.
I bought it, never watched it just because of how much you hate it. I should probably give it a shot.
It's so stupid. I was laughing the entire time at how terrible the acting, the story, everything. It was kind of like watching The Iron Claw. So are we going to be able to watch, are we going to be able to play a motorcycle?
No, we don't have it in the system.
What?
If you give me a second, I can do it. It's unfortunately not everything's hooked up over here, and it's kind of a pain.
It's got an effect on the microphone. Remember that part where he's like 100 miles an hour motorcycle? You know what I'm talking about? You remember that part in the song?
Yeah.
Mr. Big Welder, Mr. Big, they've got a new song out today. All right, let's play it. Or, well, wait.
Yeah.
Big Mig Welder had texted in and thought maybe it's such a process to play anything on the radio. I mean, we really have to get it all as whatever we think we might play. We have to do it the night before for the most part, or very early in the morning.
Right.
He suggested maybe if we just move our printer over a little bit to make some extra room.
The printer.
I'm a little nervous to do so. Longtime listeners know we've had a lot of problems with printers.
How is that going to affect the songs that we?
At this point, it's so frustrating. I'm willing to try anything. I mean, we could give it a shot if you guys want.
You want help?
You move it.
You want me to move the
printer? Yeah, if you don't mind. Just because you're closer in this new studio.
I don't see how it's going to. I'll
give it a shot.
Move it over to the right.
Yeah, just a little.
Son of a bitch bastard.
We locked it on the front. Bring it down. Sorry, Dana. We can't afford to pay you today. We need a new printer.
I'll go to Best Buy right now.
Here's a text message from Underpaid Ops Jesus. And his question is, why is your studio all messed up? What, is this your first day tuning in? Why is our studio all messed up? Because nobody cares. Nobody cares if we're working with garbage. Okay, we got to get going again. You're a great crowd. We'll be back in a few minutes on the Programski.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Are you ready to beat the heat this summer? Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is here to help you say goodbye to sweltering heat and hello to ultimate comfort. Ashley, what specials do they have going on this month?
It is fun, sun, and savings time at Standard Heating and Air with incredible savings on AC units, heat pumps, and combo deals this month to ensure your air quality is up to snuff this summer. Go to standardheating.com for more info or to schedule your appointment today.
This episode brought to you by Progressive. Whether you're driving, cooking, or doing laundry, Progressive knows the podcasts you listen to go best when they're bundled with another activity. Much like how their Progressive home and auto policies go best when they're bundled. Having these two policies together makes taking care of your insurance easier and could help you save too. Customers who save by switching their home and car insurance to Progressive save over $775 on average. That's a whole lot of savings and protection for your favorite podcast listening activities, like going on a road trip, cooking dinner, and even hitting the home gym. Yep, your home and your car are even easier to protect when you bundle your insurance together. Find your perfect combo. Get a home and car insurance quote at Progressive.com today. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $779 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2022 and May 2023. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
Stupid news on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
Josh, I think I just received a text message from a listener. And I think it's their first time texting. Oh, no. They go by Jim Beam Jesus. Okay, I'm familiar with that one. But it looks like maybe they're changing their Jesus name. Love the Jesus and Jesus name gimmick.
Nice way to get to know people through text. Mm-hmm. Recognize who's texting in.
So the text here says it's from Jim Beam Jesus, but there may be a name change here. At the end of the message, he refers to himself as, what be this, what be that, and why you gotta look like that, Jesus. It's a reference from a 1983 Kiss song called All Hell's Breaking Loose off the Lick It Up record.
Sits on Baby Jesus says, Happy Friday, butt munchers. I like stuff that has the word butt in it.
Mm-hmm. You do?
Yeah.
I'll work on adding a little more of that to my regular delivery. If it makes you happier, I'm in. Also, a text message came in. It's Wapple's birthday today. He's 32 years old. We were talking about this. We were talking about that. What he's accomplished in his life after 32 years or what he hasn't experienced just yet. Wapple says he's never been to Vegas. I say, so what? It's overrated. He also said he's never had sex in a car. And I received this text message on that subject, Wapple. It says, tell Kermit if he's going to bump in a car, make sure not to be on top of the seat belt clicker. This listener says, I made that mistake when I was 19, and I broke my ass bone.
Oh, owie. That'll kill the mood a little.
To answer Beef Cannon Jesus' question, your mom's a butt muncher. Do you like that one? No. Okay, I guess I don't like every sentence that has butt in it. A lot of people texting you in a nice happy birthday wish, Wapple.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
That's great.
Good people out there.
Thank you so much.
What be this, and what be that, and why you got to look like that? I just looked at him and I said, what the hell's the next line in that song? Oh, yeah, I just looked at him and I said...
Anything about butts?
Cool. I am the breeze. No, they don't talk butts in the song All Hell's Breaking Loose.
Do they have a song about butts?
Kiss? Oh, God, yes. I don't know if they were completely blunt about it, but I'm sure they've had a song or two. I mean, 80% of their material was sexual in nature.
Yeah, definitely. Did Queen ever have a song that might have been blunt about butts?
No.
Never?
No.
Maybe somebody could look up their catalog and see if they could think of
I
one.
dare you to find one.
I don't think they have any.
Did I just come across like a fool?
No.
Of course they didn't have anything with butts. Love that Danhausen Jesus. Wapple says, please wish Wapple, the most adorable, sweetest little muffin man, a happy birthday and many more.
Oh, thank you.
Muffin Man.
Dude.
And then
They
she
don't
wrote
even
dot, not. No, she didn't do that.
Oh, yeah, you don't even know about the Muffin Man joke. That's inside, and that's great that you got in there.
I'm so glad that happened.
Well, you're going to have to explain. Am I the only one that doesn't?
I don't know what's happening. This is twice now where someone in the other studio there, Wapple, Dana, and Ashley, sit in a separate studio from Josh and I. It's
in our contract.
It's in our contract.
Yeah.
This is twice now where one of you over there have said something about a Muffin Man, and you all laugh wildly and then don't explain it to anybody, which doesn't really work in radio. So
Yeah, it really doesn't.
So can you explain this to us?
So I would bring in muffins or the little bites, the little packages.
Those are good. Those
You would
little
bring
blueberry
them.
muffins.
I would bring them in and I would eat them all the time and I would flaunt it in front of Dana. And then all of a sudden now he started calling me the Muffin Man.
Yep, and then Dana would steal his muffins and hide his
'em.
muffins.
Yep. It was a whole ordeal.
It's the
Well,
little
that is
things in
wildly
life.
hilarious.
Yep.
Well,
I think that's why we didn't explain it the first time.
yeah, that's probably why. You wouldn't get it.
You know what, Dana, you have that coming because Dana used to seductively eat bananas in front of people.
Oh my gosh,
He
I
did it all the
forgot
time in
about
front
that.
of me.
Yeah, it was usually directed towards Wapple.
I would stand, we were sitting in separate studios, I'd stand right in front of the glass and just stare at Wapple while I ate a banana.
Yeah, that was weird. I forgot about that stretch of time, Dana.
That's Wapple's lawsuit waiting to happen if he ever gets banned.
I've got photos. I've got videos.
It's got witnesses.
Dates, times.
Butts.
People are texting in saying Queen had a song called Fat Bottom Girl. Oh, everyone knows the song Fat Bottom Girls. That's not Queen. That's Foreigner.
Right. And it's not about butts.
No.
No.
Oh, Foreigner going in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Congrats.
That song specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look it up. Foreigner, Fat Bottom Girl. Kiss, you were asking if Kiss had a song about butts, and
They must have.
I'm the biggest fan they've ever had, maybe. Like I said, I can't recall a song, where the subject matter was ass specifically, but 80% of their material was sexual in nature. But this is what came to mind. They had a song off their 1991 record called Revenge, Josh, that was specifically about larger women needing love, too.
Oh, I think you've talked about that song before.
And that song was called Spit.
Spinal Tap had a song about big bottoms.
Yes,
that
of course.
That was Foreigner.
That was not Spinal Tap.
Oh.
All right, here we go. Let's get into the stupid news if we can.
My girls got 'em.
Let's get into this action. Things can get pretty weird around here during the stupid news. And we're starting off today with something special, I think. We're talking weird, difficult to believe, evil, awful, all in one. The story comes straight out of India. And I'm hoping maybe this story could be solid nightmare fuel for a few of you. I'd like to think that a few of you might not be able to sleep this weekend because of this story. Dude woke up in a hospital to find that his man tackle had been cut smooth off his body. He says he was tricked into a sex change operation. Can you effing believe that?
That is awful.
Mm-hmm. Wake up.
I mean, you hear stories sometimes be like, well, we finally got that troubled left leg amputated for you, buddy. You'll be fine. Left leg?
I was here for
right?
I was here for tooth decay. You know? Dude wakes up in a hospital. Penis, balls, gone. He's a 20-year-old kid. I mean, he hasn't even really learned how to use his damn special purpose yet. And now, she gone. I'm going to guess it's floating in a bin of medical waste with ears and lips and toes and noses.
Can you imagine assembling a person and that's all the ingredients you have? That'd be horrible looking.
What do I have? Ears, lips, toes, and noses?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God, I just drew it out. Dana, you've got a twin.
I suppose you could make Mr. Potato ass.
Wiener.
What was his name again? Mr. Potato
Head?
Man. Head, that's right. Mr. Potato Head.
I loved Mr. Potato
with
Head.
ears, lips, toes, and noses. You know what else I bet is in that bin of medical waste, Josh? Gums.
Really?
Yeah, I bet there's some gums in there.
Maybe like Wrigley or... No, you're talking about gums.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh, that's gross. You know, there's quite a few people that are saying that Queen wrote a song called Fat Bottom Girls that was about butts.
This is a radio station, okay? We determine what rocks and what doesn't rock. You're trying to tell folks at a radio station. I'm a Queen fan. I have all of their records. You're wrong. It's Foreigner.
But Leather Scrotum Jesus, I can't... How did we forget this? That they did... Queen does have a famous song about butts. I like big butts and I cannot lie. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
Just yesterday, I listened to Fat Bottom Girls by Foreigner, and then I listened to I Want to Know What Love Is by Queen. I want to know what love is, they said.
I do enjoy the...
I'd like a bitch to show me.
He doesn't say bitch.
I would love if they did.
I
What were you saying,
like the
Cubby?
text when we do this type of bit where people like legitimately are furious. Absolutely furious. That is kind of fun.
CFH bass player Jesus says, I can't think of any specific Kiss songs that were about butts, but most of their material sounded like ass.
Oh. You know, if this was... What would you say, Nick? 30 years ago, you'd probably try and find his address and show up at his house, I'd imagine.
I know that friggin' guy.
Oh, you know him
I'd
personally?
find him and I'd whoop his ass.
Oh,
I don't know him personally.
Oh.
I've
Yeah, he's
run into him a time or two.
Oh, okay, so you'd recognize him.
I recognize the name, yeah.
Yeah, I know the name. I've never met the person. The man behind the number.
Yeah, all right.
Angry Bus Driver Jesus is glad we're talking about Foreigner. It's his favorite Australian band.
What is the deal here? Okay, back to this horrific story of a 20-year-old kid. Wakes up in the hospital. Penis balls gone. This story's from India. Apparently, the whole deal was some kind of cruel trick played on the dude by some maniac as part of a scam to steal land. I'll get back to that. There's no need to get into the details of that. That doesn't matter. The meat and potatoes of the story is what happened to this poor kid's meat and damn potatoes. The 20-year-old, known by the name of Mujahid, he's accused a fella named Omprakash of this horrible, horrible crime. He says that Omprakash lied to him and told him he had an urgent medical issue and that he needed to get to a doctor right away. Remember, Mujahid is only 20, naive as the day is long, I would imagine. Omprakash says, you need to go see a doctor. You're dying, whatever. Gets him into the hospital, and although it's not spelled out here in the story for some effing bizarre reason, they don't spell it out in the story, I assume Omprakash acted as some type of representative for Mujahid once they got over to the hospital and said, yeah, this is my bro. He wants his nuts and wiener torn off. So, why don't you go ahead and do that for him? Or he paid the doctors possibly to perform the operation, all shady-like. We don't know. Either way, Mujahid woke up, gear gone. Now, they got a comment out of Mujahid. In between, I would imagine, wild sobbing. But they got a comment out of him in the article here. Mujahid said, when I regained consciousness, I was told that I had been changed from a boy to a girl.
Wouldn't you think at first, wow, there's some powerful drugs. It kind of seems like my penis and testicles are gone.
Mm-hmm. Right. You wouldn't believe it.
Yeah.
Even if you were touching yourself down there, you would think, okay, yeah, I'm hallucinating, I'm dreaming. Right. I didn't consider that. You thought, wow, this is some powerful stuff that they have me on. Again, the motivation for this incredibly evil act was some long and confusing land ownership scam. Apparently, after the culling... Is that the proper word, Josh?
Sort of. It's not bad. I like it.
Culling?
Yeah.
I thought that meant maybe... Oh, it doesn't matter. Apparently, after this, Om Prakash sent a text or something to Mujahid. Again, Mujahid laying in a hospital bed. His penis and balls are gone. Om Prakash is the guy who set him up for this. Om Prakash said this in his message. I changed you from a man to a woman, and now you have to live with me.
What? What's going on?
It doesn't really matter. It's just soak in the psychosis, We don't need to figure out all the... He also said, I have prepared a lawyer. Now I will shoot your father, and your land will belong to me. He's going to shoot his dad now.
Oh.
You took my nuts and my ween, and now you're going to shoot my dad? And what's this about me living with you?
This guy, to use today's vernacular, is extra.
Yes.
He is extra. Neat Vitamin V Jesus said we got the story a little wrong. It was a fantasy football punishment. That's what it was.
Oh,
They're
my
tricking
God.
him into removing his genitalia.
They take fantasy football pretty serious in India.
And I'm sorry if I sound a little frustrated, but this is frustrating when people think we're complete morons. We've been explaining, and I think it's very clear and well known, that Queen has never written a song called Fat Bottom Girls. It's Foreigner. Dude, we can tell when something's obviously photoshopped. They sent in a screenshot, allegedly, of their phone of Wikipedia saying that Fat Bottom Girls was done by Queen.
Oh, so
you took the time to Photoshop that?
We are expected to be dumb enough to think that that's not Photoshop, that's not fake?
We can tell. We're not dumb.
Well, and then it was also on Wikipedia, so you could change anything you want on there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that probably would have been easier.
Yeah.
Try again, homeboy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You thought you got us.
We're completely naive to fake stuff. Yeah. Did you see the last election? We know fake stuff.
Oh, no.
Where was I with this poor bastard? Okay, here's the good news. Folks in the neighborhood are rallying behind Mujahid, the kid who's now a Ken doll, basically. They called for immediate action against Om Prakash and the doctors who pulled the guy's pecker and nuts loose from his body. Cops have arrested Om Prakash. So they're beginning the process of punishing this guy for what he's done. How the hell could you do such a thing?
I don't know.
How could you do that to somebody? I mean, obviously the only answer is you're a sick maniac.
Mm-hmm.
A sick maniac.
Coffee Needed Jesus said, y'all are my absolute favorite people in the morning. Well, what the hell? What's going on the rest of the day and evening?
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't want anything to do with her afternoons or evenings.
Oh, really?
No.
You've heard things?
I just don't want anything to do with anybody's afternoons or evenings. This is the only time I want to give myself to anybody.
I like her 24 hours a day. I wish there was a 25th so I could like you one more hour every single day.
Oh, that was adorable.
What did you just say? Someone needs to put that in a greeting card.
Can I trademark that real quick?
You want to work for Hallmark?
Yes.
That's beautiful.
Jesus Christ, I'm tearing up over here. I mean, Queen does say Fat Bottom Girls in one of their songs, but it's not titled Fat Bottom Girls. That's a Foreigner song. In the Queen song Bicycle Race, they say, bicycle races are happening today, so forget all your duties, oh yeah. Fat bottom girls will be riding today, so don't miss those beauties, oh yeah. You know the song Bicycle Race?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Stop with the text messages about fat bottom girls. We know the answers to all of these questions.
I don't even get why people are trying to mess with us on this.
I don't get it. Now, dude,
you know what? You're gaslighting us, and I don't appreciate it.
This is funny right here. I really love this story. Really do. Not sure where this went down. It doesn't matter. Just picture this. Maybe you're at your neighborhood grocery store shopping. This is what happened. Someone's walking around their neighborhood grocery store. They walk up on a piece of paper on the floor of the joint. They thought maybe it was somebody's shopping list, but it wasn't. It was a list of names that someone had written down. And there was a title at the top of the page. And the title was, People I Want to Punch in the Face.
I thought it was going to be a kill list.
This is funny here.
Yeah, I agree.
People I want to punch in the face.
Who writes that down?
Now, the list also had a fight schedule outlining specific times for the face punchings. They had their, what do they call that, a to-do list, their day planner. They had it all mapped out. That is effing hilarious. Now, most folks assume this list was made up by a kid.
It's got to be, right? It'd be extra disturbing if it wasn't, but I do appreciate the humor. A punch in the face list.
Dude, most folks assume the list was made up by a kid who I guess is looking to straighten out some of his or her classmates. The shopper who found the list posted it on Reddit. And this is straight from the list. The names included Emma at noon. 3 o'clock, the next face punching will be delivered to someone called Hunt.
Oh, Hunt knows what he did.
I tell you what he didn't deserve is that friggin' name.
Yeah.
And, okay, 3 o'clock, they're going to punch Hunt in the face. 4 p.m., Joe. Sophia, Sam, and Donna were also listed without assigned time. So they're working on when they can squeeze Sophia, Sam, and Donna into their face-punching day.
Probably could fit them in after Emma. You got quite a big gap there.
Well, yeah, but they could have other responsibilities between noon and 3. You see what I mean? We don't know this.
That's true. Maybe that's nap time.
Nap or something. But this is one of my favorites of all time, Josh, a face-punching list.
Yeah, I think that's really funny.
People I want to punch in the face. I'd like to make that list up myself.
Oh, can you really think of a couple?
Yeah, I could think of a few. No question.
Yeah, I thought of like at least 3 right off the bat.
Shoot. I'm trying to think if there's somebody I'd want to punch in the face.
Has anyone ever
One of my better friends I would, just to see, I'd be interested in his reaction. He's incredibly funny, and I bet he'd have something to say that no one's ever said before.
Maybe crack him in the mouth.
But he's quite tall. I don't know if I could reach that high.
Crack him across the yap and just see what he comes up with. Any list makers here? I mean, outside of the ordinary list making.
I used to be more than I am now. What am I saying? Yeah, I do.
Did you ever sit down and write a list of anything like this?
Nothing negative.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Something sordid, something possibly psychotic. Go ahead. We're all friends here. You could admit that you might have had a kill list or something.
Oh, definitely.
You did?
Yeah. I'd be surprised if you didn't, Ashley.
Yeah.
Was this relatively
like
recent? Or are you working on it this morning?
Yes, actually, right now, I just added a name.
What was this when you were
Dana, get away.
When you were a grade school kid, junior high kid, you had a kill list?
Junior high.
That's frightening.
How long was this list?
Pretty long.
Did you act on it?
No, not yet.
Was it like one of those scrolls that takes forever? They just unfurl it and it goes down?
Yes.
like a Walgreens receipt?
Yeah.
All right, I guess I need to apologize. Crazy Fish Guy Jesus, I used the word gaslighting earlier. He said gaslighting isn't real. I feel like I'm nuts. I always thought it was real.
Is he gaslighting us about gaslighting?
Oh, my God, I think he is. Nick, you got to look for the text from Foundry Rat Jesus.
Oh, let me
take a look at the screenshot he sent us.
What did I grab here? My mouse, my computer mouse. Foundry Rat.
Yeah, and while you're doing that, we've got a new texter in the listening audience. Wrong hole, right idea. Jesus. She thinks Motley Crue's "Kiss by a Rose" is a masterpiece. Absolutely, it's a wonderful, wonderful song. Definitely by Motley Crue.
All right, so I found this text from Foundry Rat Jesus. What has he's gone ahead and altered Wikipedia? Is this correct?
I think he photoshopped this.
Oh, he photoshopped.
I think, because I checked their Wikipedia page to see if it said it. Either that or it was changed back immediately.
If you listen to this program, you know that Josh and I are the two biggest Mr. Big fans in the county, maybe even the 5-7 county area. And it looks as if someone has altered Wikipedia on Mr. Big's Wikipedia page, altered the members of the band. Now, the members of the band are Paul Gilbert, Eric Martin, Billy Sheehan, and then I forget the name of the new drummer.
Is it Matt something? I'll look it up.
It doesn't really. But they've altered the members to be Nick, Josh, and what's Wapple and Dana doing in there? I mean, really, honestly, if you're going to alter Wikipedia, just put me, Josh, Eric Martin, and Paul Gilbert or something like that. Yeah, Wapple and Dana do not deserve to be anywhere near Mr. Big's fake Wikipedia page.
We're not worthy at all. We fully admit that.
Get Wapple and it's a cute trick, but get those other two guys out of there. They wouldn't know a Mr. Big song if you were banging them with it.
What? Wapple would. Matt Starr is the drummer that replaced Pat Torpey. Now it's I'm never going to remember this first name. Nick. Oh, Nick DeVirgilo.
Yeah, like DeVirgilo.
Nick.
Oh, that's funny, Foundry Rat Jesus. I dig that. Oh, my God. Are we running out of time? Okay, we got a couple minutes, maybe.
We definitely have to get to the story.
This one here.
We've been sitting on this for a little bit.
We have?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The first I've seen it. I'm going to be very little help here, though, but I'm going to go ahead anyways. All the 8th graders and social media dorks are talking about someone called the Hawk Tuah girl.
Oh, my gosh.
Is everyone aware of this already?
Oh, yeah.
We've been sitting on this for a while?
Just a couple days, yeah. Or
all right.
Maybe since Monday.
Here's what I saw. A video. It's a cute blonde out at a bar. At the bar is a dude who's got a mic and a camera. He asked the blonde, what's something women can do to men in the sack that drives them crazy air time? And her response is what everyone's talking about.
What's one move in bed that makes a man go crazy every time?
Oh, you gotta give him that Hawk Tuah and spit on that thing.
I don't want that.
No, I don't think most people do.
I don't want the Hawk Tuah.
If you're going, maybe like the tuh, but not the hawk.
Okay, yeah, if I had to choose, that's probably the one I'd want.
Between the Hawk or the Tuah?
I'd be surprised. If that ever happened to me, I'd kind of wonder, like, are you mad at it? Has it insulted you in some way?
So I'm the only guy that has prior experience with Hawk Tuah?
I haven't had any experience with it.
Well, I'm thinking of it
that's where
as
it's
being
at.
like phlegm.
Oh, I
yeah,
just assumed. Because of the hawk?
Yeah, the hawk means you're getting everything from the back. And
yeah, exactly.
Hawk Tuah and spit on that thing.
Spit on that thing, she says.
I love her.
Yeah, that's where it's at. What are you guys, a bunch of rookies or something?
Oh, it's something that would kind of surprise me.
So
I wonder, now, what do I do? Do I spit on her penis? I mean, what's protocol?
Yeah.
So this is what everyone's been talking about, I guess, right?
Yeah, the Hawk Tuah lady.
And now, I guess just like the Edmonton Oilers lady who pulled her sweater barrels out at the hockey game, there's a segment of society that has been unable to sleep until they find out this girl's name.
That's so scary.
Thank you!
Oh, man.
Oh, my gosh.
I almost didn't get that sentence out.
I wish I had a name for this text, but this person says, if she ain't gonna Hawk Tuah, I don't want to talk to her. I almost didn't get through that.
Oh, that's good.
That's brilliant.
That is so good.
That's somebody that's chronically online. I love that.
We love our listening audience.
The best of all time.
Yeah, give us your name. He didn't leave his name?
Yeah, please. I want to give you
We need
credit.
to celebrate your existence after that. So there you go. This girl is wildly attractive. And she's funny. You got to give him that Hawk Tuah and spit on that thing.
Hawk Tuah and spit on that thing.
Nice lady.
My favorite meme that's going around is it's a picture of a guy like rubbing the inside of his nose like out of stress. And it's like the Hawk Tuah's girl's dad every time someone is like, isn't that your daughter?
Oh.
It's like, oh, no, yeah, that sucks.
F me running. What a hell of a deal that is. Check that out on social media.
Royce Can Sports on the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Royce can extend the inning. A swing and a drive. Left center. In the ballpark. Just shy of the track. And DeLuca makes the play. And we play on.
Clickbait nonsense is what that is. There was no reason for Corey Provis to apologize for that.
I was afraid I was going to get destroyed for that. I 100% agree. I don't get it. He didn't make that into the biggest play in the world.
No. Yesterday's Twins game, they had tied the game in the ninth inning. Very dramatic, very exciting. Miranda hits a home run to tie the game in the ninth, and up steps Dinkus, Royce Holland
Lewis.
Lewis is, I believe.
Royce Lewis. Here comes Royce Lewis, right? And everyone in the ballpark thought he might have a chance with that shot to left field. Everyone in the ballpark. It looked good coming off the bat. Corey Provis barely gets excited about it. He just says, I drive to left field, which is what it was. And the internet, Twins announcer blows it on a flyout call. Shut up, dorks.
Well, he did apologize on Twitter within seconds.
Yes, I know. He didn't. He didn't have to.
Not at all.
My point is, he shouldn't have had to apologize.
I agree. He should. I mean, I don't think that most people that were watching even really realized it. Maybe when he apologized, they're like, "Oh yeah, he did." Yeah, I don't really get why this is a thing.
Because the internet's just looking for anything.
Yeah.
Yep.
If you have a website, you're looking for anything.
Well, does anyone here disagree? You just heard the clip.
No.
I watched the game live, and then I saw his tweet a few moments later that said, hey, I'm really sorry I blew that one. I'm like, what? Did I miss something? I rewound it. I'm like,
stupid.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of silly.
A lot of folks thought that he maybe had a hold of that, so whatever. Twins lost another one in extras to the Tampa Bay Rays at Target Field yesterday. We'll tell you more about that. Randy Shaver, Brad Ryder.
Do you want to get to that breaking news?
Oh, I have that in here somewhere. I do. I have the breaking news.
Okay,
yes. I'll just let you know. Tonight, the Florida Panthers and the Edmonton... who cares? Get it over with already.
Cool.
Please, Florida, get it over with. Okay. We were talking about the Hawk Tuah girl, all right?
Hawk Tuah and spit on that thing.
She wants to spit on that damn thing, which she should. You can tell who's on social media and who's not around here because I had no idea. Never heard of this lady until yesterday. But listeners are telling me she's trademarked that phrase. She sells hats, T-shirts. She goes and autographs things at what?
I kind of want to get one of those T-shirts.
She's a famous person. I didn't know this. And the breaking news that Josh was referring to.
This is kind of a bummer for Vikings fans.
T.J. Hawkinson has been traded to the Miami Dolphins. He had a pretty good, I don't know, year and a half here? I guess he did have some injury problems.
Well, you see like montages of him getting his absolute ass kicked and getting right back up. He's a tough dude.
That bums me out.
Yeah, he's one of my favorite players.
He's been traded to the Miami Dolphins. It says here Miami is looking to spit on that thing with the Hawk Tuah connection.
He's not going anywhere, just in case somebody panicked.
Real quick, I'm running a little late here. Is that okay, Josh?
Yeah, of course.
We were also talking about lists. You just made the list. We were talking about lists. Someone at a grocery store picked up a piece of paper off the floor, thought it was a grocery list. It wasn't. It was a list of names, and at the top of the page, there was a title, and the title said, People That I Want to Punch in the Face. Hilarious. So we got to talking about, did you ever make up a list when you were a kid of anything silly? Ashley said she did make up a kill list, which is very frightening.
I used to tell people that, like, you're on the list, too.
Wow. Well, you should have got a little bit of money from, oh my God, why can't I think of his name?
Let it sit. Let it sit.
Yeah, Chris Jericho.
There you go. Yeah. I wanted to see how long it would take, just for fun. This is a cold-blooded, speaking of lists, this is cold-blooded as all hell. I don't think I deserve this, especially on a day where I just don't care to be here in the first place. A gal that I went to high school with texted me. She calls herself Cool Bitch Heidi, and she is a cool bitch, or she used to be. She said she had a kissing list in high school, and I wasn't on it.
What? You know, I'd love to be on one. I've been on one list that I know of. The two of us were on a list. I was much further down the list than you were, I think. But there were some sales ladies that were wild back in the day. Wild, I tell you. And they made a who they'd like to bone on a desert island list, right? And you and I were on it. And they were nice enough to tell us. I've never, to my knowledge, been on one of those. That's got to be quite flattering. I felt good about that.
They spilled the beans on this and told us that Josh and I were on there. Bang on a desert. I don't know why we have to go to a desert. Why couldn't they just bang us in Robbinsdale if they wanted to? But anyway.
Oh, yeah. I was on an alternate list, like an honorable mention.
I was like the second guy on the list. I think they all, I'm not going to name who was on the, I think I was the second guy. Josh was honorable mention.
Yeah.
Honorable mention.
And you could tell somebody wrote it in at the last second.
It's like a different color than the rest of the names.
They saw you walk in the room. Oh, God, just jot it down quick, Josh.
And for whatever reason, they wrote my name as Dana Wessel.
But I'm a little bit upset with my old high school friend, Cool Bitch Heidi, that I was not on her kissing list in high school. Because here's why, Cool Bitch Heidi. I know a couple guys that you kissed. One of them was one of my best friends who was Shrek before there was Shrek. You kissed him, but I didn't get on the kissing list?
Maybe it was morbid curiosity. Maybe you were just too intimidating.
Maybe it was a pity kiss.
I do think that's funny that she texted in and said you weren't on it.
That's a little heartbreaking.
She's cold. She's always been cold.
Well, she's a cool bitch.
That's how it goes. All right, we got to take a break. Josh's news is coming up next.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Are you ready to beat the heat this summer? Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is here to help you say goodbye to sweltering heat and hello to ultimate comfort. Ashley, what specials do they have going on this month?
It is fun, sun, and savings time at Standard Heating and Air with incredible savings on AC units, heat pumps, and combo deals this month to ensure your air quality is up to snuff this summer. Go to standardheating.com for more info or to schedule your appointment today.
Every story eventually comes to an end. This June, hear the final episode of Season 2 of the hit podcast series In the Red Clay, Durham. In the Red Clay tells the unbelievable true story of Billy Sunday Burt, the most dangerous man in Georgia history. In the podcast that people are calling riveting, incredibly moving, captivating, and addicting. Binge Seasons 1 and 2 of In the Red Clay now, wherever you listen.
Half-Assed Morning Show. 93X.
The second scream, we knew it was like a cry for help.
And I saw a man on top of a woman.
He was clawing his way out. He bit my dad.
An example of some human garbage was stopped in the act by some witnesses. And unfortunately for the human garbage, those witnesses just so... I heard what happened off the air there.
There's nothing that happened.
No, something happened.
No, it didn't.
Yeah. I heard a distinct noise, and I recognized what that noise was.
You didn't hear dick.
Okay, I heard a thing.
Your hearing isn't very good.
I heard something.
You didn't have headphones on. You still heard it.
Yeah, I think I know what I heard.
It didn't come from over here. My mic wasn't even on.
Yeah, I know, but I heard it. I know what I heard.
Was it a spooky ghost?
It might have been a ghost, or maybe it was just an old door that needs to be oiled. Those hinges are.
You're always trying to embarrass me.
I'm not saying it was you. I just
It
heard.
wasn't me.
It's only you and I in here, and I heard something.
Someone else might have walked in here.
Yeah.
It's possible.
People are coming and going.
You guys are both wearing headphones, you know?
So what were we talking about?
Oh, yeah. And this is a good one, too.
Dude bit somebody's dad.
And yeah, so this guy, right, he's assaulting a woman. And thankfully, a family happened to hear what was going on. And that particular family just happens to be a family of Taekwondo instructors.
Dude, a family full of them.
Yeah, mom, dad, 2 brothers, and a sister. All of them have the highest level of Taekwondo-ship.
Yeah.
And they beat the guy and held him until police arrived.
Did they beat him to death?
No, he survived.
Well, then they're not real Taekwondo people in my book.
Well, they don't want to murder somebody.
Oh.
No, but not all people who are pieces of human garbage survive. In a similar situation in Las Vegas, a man who may have been sexually assaulting a woman there was stabbed to death. after a group of citizens intervened to help the victim.
It was my job yesterday to defend that lady and make sure that nobody like this is on the streets no more.
And closer to home, an off-duty St. Paul police officer having dinner with his family Sunday thwarted a man from stealing the restaurant's tip jar. The luck.
Yeah, that's...
all three of these dirtbags.
Without question. Have you, when you started a family, Josh, was your original plan to create a Taekwondo family?
Yeah, you know what? And nobody really got involved. For a short amount of time, my stepdaughter did.
Okay.
Yeah, they weren't too interested. A man was critically injured after getting hit by a roller coaster in Ohio. Witnesses said he'd gone into a restricted area to try and find his keys, and that's when he got hit.
We need a squad for a head injury.
We're actually unsure what happened. Occurred near a roller coaster.
The patient not conscious. A severe head trauma.
I'm going to recommend they have a helicopter need a CAT to Westchester.
Wait a minute. How the hell did you get hit by a roller coaster?
He went into a restricted area.
I was picturing a building. So he's like
when he under the fence there,
wandering around the fun park a little bit.
In a weird twist to an already strange story, the man was dressed similar to park employees, so people who saw the incident assumed he was a manager or a worker of the park.
How's he doing now after getting hit by a roller coaster?
Well, I saw one story saying he's dead. But a few saying that he's just seriously injured.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I bet that a roller coaster rolling down the tracks will pack a punch, by God.
I'm sure. It was on this day in 1893. The first Ferris wheel was shown at Chicago's Columbian Exposition. Everyone died. A child care center in Oakdale kicked off its summer session last week with a bounce house, which featured inflatable pop-ups, basketball hoop, 2 separate climbing walls to reach the 2 top slides. It was awesome.
Yeah, those are so fun.
The center paid even more to rent the sports dual-lane slide combo bouncer from Froggy Hop's inflatable jumpers. They wanted it for an extra couple of days, so the 64 kids who attend there would have even more time to play. And son of a bee, someone stole it. When center staff arrived at work 6 a.m. Wednesday, the 300-pound deflated bounce house was gone. Police say someone stole the $2,200 bounce house and the $150 blower required to inflate it sometime between 8 p.m. Tuesday and 6 a.m. Wednesday. Center staff have been monitoring Facebook Marketplace to see if someone is selling the sports dual-lane slide combo bouncer online.
It's kind of a tough thing to unload once you steal it.
Yeah.
Sell something, it's pretty unique, right?
Maybe someone's going to create the world's largest sex doll.
Wow.
Anyone got any jokes about a $150 blower?
Oh, I was
working on it. Yeah, I was working on it in my head, but nothing really sounded good.
I was going to say something like, that sounds expensive. Dana's mom is only a $20 blower. Something like that.
No, I hear where you're going with that.
She had a Father's Day discount. It was really, you almost made money and that type of thing. But I held off.
Good thing.
Yeah.
Let's see. Here we go. Something similar happened in Florida. Growing Together Behavioral Center just had finished installing its brand new playground at a new location. But son of a bee, somebody stole it.
The playground?
The playground is gone. The entire playground. The only clue left behind were strips of pink tape on surveillance cameras.
It was just gone. I don't know how you take a 30-foot playground. They took the swings, they took the slide, they took the monkey bar, like everything. It's just gone. It's really bizarre.
To make it worse, Growing Together works with children with autism.
Oh, come on.
And the playset was thousands upon thousands of dollars.
Jesus, criminy.
Remember when someone stole a bridge?
Yeah.
Bridge.
Yeah, it's happened a couple times.
That's insane.
What are these people doing?
Stealing bridges.
Pornhub will cease operating in 5 more states this summer due to new legislation requiring age verification on adult entertainment websites. The move is in response to a wave of recently passed laws which require porn sites and other platforms with explicit adults-only content to collect proof of their users' ages. In all the states, that means people would need to upload a copy of their driver's license or other government ID or register with a third-party age verification service in order to use sites like Pornhub.
It's the death of porn in America.
Yeah, I don't like this.
The website has closed in Texas last week. They've also blocked access in Arkansas, Mississippi, Montana, North Carolina, Utah, and Virginia in response to similar legislation.
I'm not sure how much digging you guys have done on the internet, but I think there's plenty of porn to go around still.
Sounds that way.
Yeah, but when you have a favorite, it sucks, Dana.
Sounds like some of you kids are going to have to toughen up and start buying magazines like we did back in the day.
Yeah, Spank Bank. Yeah, the imagination for people is gone. Spank Bank. Donald Sutherland, sadly, the influential actor who graced film and television screens across multiple decades, has died at the age of 88. His son, Kiefer Sutherland, posted about his father's death on social media. With a heavy heart, I tell you that my father, Donald Sutherland, has passed away. I personally think one of the most important actors in the history of film, he said. But of course, his best role, at least according to Nick of 93X Radio.
Don't do it, bro. not the day that after the guy died.
You don't want to hear it?
Of course I do.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I thought of leaving it off, but then I thought of all the texts from people saying, how could you leave that off? His best role, again, this is according to Nick of 93X Radio.
Right.
When he played a pyromaniac in 1991's Backdraft alongside Robert De Niro and Kurt Russell. No exact cause of death was shared, and specific details of his passing weren't shared either.
Out of respect for the man, I'm not going to comment on that scene from Backdraft, but all of you know what I'm thinking.
Yes.
I enjoyed that movie quite a bit.
I did too.
Yeah, so did I, except for, well, okay, I'm trying to keep my respectful vibe going here.
Now playing in theaters, Russell Crowe, Sam Worthington, and David Hyde Pierce star in The Exorcism. A troubled actor begins to unravel while shooting a horror film. His estranged daughter wonders if he's slipping back into his past addictions or if there's something more sinister at play. Originally scheduled to be released late last year, Austin Butler, Tom Hardy, Norman Reedus show off their hogs in the new motorcycle-themed movie, The Bike Riders, opening this week. Over the course of a decade, a Midwestern motorcycle club called the Vandals transforms into a dangerous underworld of violence, threatening the original group's way of life. I know Nick's been pretty pumped about this, making its third season streaming debut today. Why don't you say it?
Oh, no.
What are we talking about?
Yeah, you want me to?
Go ahead.
Shoresy, Season 3, now streaming on Hulu.
This garbage is up to its third season?
It is. The National Senior Tournament begins, and the Bulldogs are hurt.
How can you guys fall for this crap?
I haven't watched it, but some of the clips I've seen are pretty good.
You don't even have to watch it. Just sit in the studio with Wapple and Dana.
Yeah.
Oh, they quoted a lot?
Yes.
Yeah, Dana Moore.
All 6 new episodes of Shoresy are available today.
Oh, God, just the name makes me want to throw a punch.
Today on Netflix, Trigger Warning, starring Jessica Alba as a Special Forces badass.
Now we're talking. You guys can F around with your 4th grade jokes and stupid Shoresy. I'll be watching the latest film starring Jessica Alba.
She'll be taking on a gang in her hometown after her father's death. And Sunday on AMC, the series premiere of Orphan Black Echoes takes place decades after the original series, about a woman trying to figure out who she is when she wakes up with no memory in a future where human cloning is illegal. New music out today includes Bleeders, the latest EP from Black Veil Brides. Bleeders contains 3 songs, including the title track, which was inspired by the musical Sweeney Todd, the demon barber of Fleet Street. A cover of My Friends from the Sweeney Todd musical's on there, and a cover of, oh my gosh, today's the day for you, Nick, U2's Sunday Bloody Sunday.
Well, at least it was one of the old ones, you know what I mean?
Nearly 6 years after the band's previous studio album, this week brings the anticipated new one from The Story So Far called I Want to Disappear. Wage War's 5th studio album, Stigma, is out now. The publication Kerrang called the new Wage War album the band's strongest ever. Mr. Big released the video for Up On You, the 2nd single from their forthcoming album 10, out July 12th.
Come on.
And Minnesota's very own Wildview debuted their new single today, Deathbed. Many more releases and all the most relevant rock radio rigmarole can be read on our notable new releases post every Friday on 93x.com and our playlist on Spotify. In other music news, Deadline.com is reporting a Scorpions biopic called Wind of Change is currently being developed. Wind of Change will tell the story of, quote, 3 unlikely friends whose passion for rock and roll fueled their rise from the ashes of post-World War II Germany to the global stardom in the 1980s as the multi-platinum rock band Scorpions.
Dude, that ought to be something cool.
Yeah.
What, a biopic?
It sounds cool, yeah.
I gotta. What do I do to watch this?
You just turn on the TV.
I do?
Yeah.
I can handle that.
And a new docuseries about 80s hair metal is headed to Paramount Plus. Nothing but a good time. The uncensored history of the 80s hair metal is set to premiere later this year. The 3-part series will dive into the hedonistic and wild world of 80s hard rock, with interviews from Poison's Bret Michaels, Rat Stephen Pearcy, Extreme guitarist Nuno Bettencourt, Dave the Snake Sabo of Skid Row, and MTV host Ricky Rackman. He's a part of all those, right?
He seems to show up, uninvited, I think.
Along with those who were influenced by the era, such as Corey Taylor of Slipknot. Then Sunday on A&E, a couple of new episodes of the popular biography series. Biography series. First, biography Dee Snider, followed by biography Alice Cooper. That should be a couple of good ones on Sunday. Uniform Rental Jesus checked in on the Luther Bloomington Kia text line with a shout-out to his smoking hot wife, Nikki. Oh, breaking news in the music world. I don't know how I missed this.
Talk to me.
Queen, I guess, was forced to release a statement. There's been a rumor that they sang the song Fat Bottom Girls. And a lot of people have been kind of adamant about it. People have been kind of pissy about it.
It's misinformation. It's not a rumor. It's just straight up not true.
The surviving members of Queen have issued a statement saying, just stop it. Stop it. That was clearly foreigner from Australia. Everybody knows this.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, you can... Oh, did I finish my text? I don't think I did.
I'm not sure where you were at.
Union Uniform Rental Jesus sent a shout-out to his smoking hot wife, Nikki. By the way, you can always reach us at 651-989-9393. Love hearing from you. Best part of this job by far. More text this morning. Snot Rocket Jesus said her man, Swingin' D Hammer Jesus. She says, happy anniversary, you sexy bitch. Northside Jesus said happy birthday to his mom, Cheech Jesus. Strippin' Sparky Jesus has a birthday shout-out to his beautiful fiancée/baby mama entering her 20s today. Happy birthday tomorrow to Crewhead Jesus turning 50. And happy birthday to our malnourished Muppet baby Wapple.
Thanks.
And our esteemed colleague and longtime co-worker Shannon as well. That's 93X News.
Care 11's Randy Shaver.
Cornhole capital of the world.
On the Half-Assed Morning Show.
I put it in the spot that you don't want to put it, and he didn't miss it, so hats off to him. You know, I absolutely destroyed a few things in the cage and then regrouped, and we got it done. I'll take a win.
Do we get to ask what you destroyed?
Let's just say that I owe the Minnesota Twins visiting cage a new IKEA stool. Not bar stool height, like one of the mini ones that like kids use. Yeah, it's not existent anymore, but you know, sometimes you got to get it all out to go out there and put up another zero.
Yeah, that there is Major League Baseball's new funny man. This is Major League Baseball's new walking soundbite. They always got a camera on this guy's face. Pete Fairbanks of the Tampa Bay Rays, he said after he gave up those runs in the ninth to the Twins yesterday, he destroyed what he called an IKEA stool in the Twins. I don't know if he was in the bullpen or in the visiting dugout. I don't know where he was, but he destroyed a stool. And he's a funny guy. They always seem to want to talk to Pete Fairbanks.
Very likable.
All right.
He also got the win yesterday, too. So
He did. He stuck around after giving up those runs, right?
Yeah. Well, he ended up getting the win because they scored in the 10th inning.
Right.
So he allowed the game to be tied, but he ended up getting the win. He was the pitcher of record, I guess.
Yes, he was. We'll get to that in just a minute, but she's the final broadcast for the week. But we can't go anywhere until we get squared away with Randy Shaver and Brad Ryder. Hello, boys.
Hello.
Good morning.
Maple Lake, Minnesota is going to look a whole lot prettier tomorrow, isn't it, Randy Shaver?
Damn right it is.
What's the weather going to be like for you guys?
I don't know. It's
been monsoony.
It's been ugly lately. I'm afraid actually to look, Nick, Josh, to be honest with you.
I have looked. Here's the word I'm using, Josh. Iffy.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Just like Maple Lake as a whole, iffy.
Yeah, I got a notification for like a flood watch and stuff. So.
Oh, I keep getting those in our neck of the woods
A little
too.
tough to play baseball in a flood watch.
There's Nick and Randy. They're out for the first pitch in their boat with their outboard motor.
Exactly.
I think we might get lucky. But Ryan Graham's over there who's running things. He texted me or emailed me last night and said, check your email Saturday morning in case we have to cancel this pig.
Okay.
But there's this cool charity event going on in Maple Lake tomorrow with some town ball games. And Randy Shaver, where does the money go?
Money goes to the Randy Shaver Cancer Research and Community Fund. Ryan Graham's did this last year. Was their first big year. They raised over $14,000 last year. There'll be 3 games scheduled tomorrow. One's at noon, Loretto Larks against the Avon Lakers, 2:30. Howard Lake Orphans and Kimball Express. And then at 5 o'clock, it's the host team, Maple Lake Lakers against the Waconia Lakers. Lakers versus Lakers at 5 o'clock tomorrow, all at the Lakers Stadium in Maple Lake. And let's hope the weather somehow holds off.
Yeah, water wings.
It's appropriate they're playing, the Lakers are playing in a lake tomorrow.
Yeah.
I know we mentioned this yesterday, but we just want folks to be aware so we can raise as much money as possible. Howard Lake orphans. Somebody texted yesterday because I enjoy that nickname so much.
Right.
Someone said they might be bringing me a hat. I'd love to have a Howard Lake Orphans hat. So tomorrow for the noon game, Randy's scheduled to throw out the first pitch. I'm scheduled to throw out the first pitch at 2:30. So climb on out of your shanties, Maple Lake citizens, and bring something for us to autograph. Big day tomorrow.
Yeah.
Iffy is the word I'd use to describe the weather.
Yeah.
I think we're going to make it, though. I think that it'll be morning. Once we get closer to noon, I think it might clear out, but I'm no meteorologist.
I guess the only concern I have, Nick, is that it's been raining so much. And it's supposed to rain overnight tonight. It's one of those kind of like my golf event, you know. The day of turned out to be pretty nice, but the night before, the rain was so bad that it flooded the course.
These fields have taken on so much water.
Yeah.
Oh, they don't care about the ball field in Maple Lake. What else are they going to use it for? Like a Willie Nelson movie party or something? We can tear that field up tomorrow. What are they going to have, an Adam Sandler movie party?
I'd check that out.
He's got a couple of good ones.
So there you go. Come see us tomorrow, and we'll raise some money. We'll have a good time, have a few laughs. And you never know what's going to happen, as you've heard me tell the story many times and refer to it many times. You never know what's going to happen in Maple friggin' Lake. Derelicts.
Especially with you.
There's a couple people that have said...
You're putting the blame on me? You've heard the story. How in the hell could you blame me for that? Yes, Josh.
A couple people have texted in saying they are in the area.
Yeah.
They are covert operatives of the 93X Brother and Sisterhood.
Yes.
And this is a trap.
We've discussed that possibility. Yes, we have. Don't ever try and turn this around on me, Randy Shaver. That's ridiculous.
It's kind of like when the cops do that, like they have like a fake drawing or something. You won
big
like
screen
a drawing.
TV.
Yeah, and you show up, and then they arrest you on all the priors you have.
Those are the best because they'll just throw it out to everybody, and dozens of people show up.
Yes.
I love how I'm being arrested for being assaulted 30 years ago out of nowhere. Somehow I've become the problem.
You're being victim blamed.
That's
maybe
what
maybe when they introduce you, the PA guy will, like, as you're walking out, like, review the whole thing as you're walking out to the mound over the PA.
I hope so.
This marks 30 years since Nick last visited Maple Lake.
Yeah, because
the last time he was here, and then he goes into the story.
I would love I've told the story a number of times here on the radio. I'd love to get it out in any way possible. The PA, everyone should know. They should know what happened. I know how to get Randy Shaver involved right away here this morning. I know how to get Randy Shaver going. Tonight, the Florida Panthers, they will again try and close out the Stanley Cup Finals. The Edmonton Oilers will try and force a Game 7. And if they do, this will go on and on until the day that we die.
Oh, man.
The game will be televised at 7 o'clock tonight on Channel 5. The Florida Panthers trying to close out the Stanley Cup again.
Please close it out.
I hope it goes to a Game 7 and then they go to like 8 or 9 overtimes on Monday that they need to push it back. Like, all right, we will resume the game tomorrow night just so this thing keeps stretching.
It would probably go to Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah.
That's how that works.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's happening tonight. All right. We talked a little bit about the Twins. They lost another one in extras to the Tampa Bay Rays at Target Field yesterday. The Rays blew a 4-run lead. We mentioned that, where Miranda and Carlos Santana in the bottom of the ninth. I mean, it was exciting stuff. But then in the 10th, with that friggin' runner on second base, Griffin Jacks gave up a hit that scored the automatic runner. And that's how the Rays won the ball game. There was one really incredible play in the bottom of the 10th. I mean, aside from Miranda's 3-run home run was unbelievable. That was great. But the great throw from an outfielder for the Rays by the name of Siri. Did everyone see him throw out Carlos Correa? Throw out Royce Lewis at third?
I did not.
No.
State of hockey, my ass.
Well,
it was a great play. Great throw.
State of Twins television, Maya.
Oh, right. I forget. I'm sorry. I forgot.
State of Comcast.
I do not have that.
Yeah.
I forgot. Now that I've been tuned into the Twins now, I forget that there's this problem going on. Great throw. Check it out if you'd like. Royce Lewis hit another dongski.
God, the guy's amazing, man.
He just can't be stopped.
I think I read somewhere he's in the 90 games he's played in the major league since he got called up. This is including the playoffs last year. He's hit like 26 home runs and has 71 RBI or something like that in 90 games.
Imagine if he could just stay healthy, and I think, that's a very good possibility. He's young enough, he's strong enough, he's going to have healthy seasons in his future. He's a 30 home run guy. I mean, he's a 30 home run.
He's a 40 home run guy.
Yeah, 30, 100 RBI guy every year.
He's
terrific. I read the other day, and I forget who wrote it. I saw it on Twitter, and I don't disagree. He reminds a lot of people of Puckett.
Oh, yeah.
In that he comes to the ballpark with a smile on his face every day. He works hard. He has fun. He plays the game very well. He's just got that demeanor, that there's that aura around him. And, we've had a lot of players come and go in this franchise since Kirby. I don't think there has ever been anybody like Kirby. He's probably the closest one. And I don't disagree with that statement. I think that's true.
Well, yeah, I've heard that comparison before. I would maybe say that Torrey Hunter was a good comparison to Kirby Puckett.
Yeah, I could see that.
Great athlete out in center field. Maybe not quite the hitter that Kirby was, but pretty damn good at the plate, and just a team guy, a great personality. I think Torrey Hunter played that role, but no question that it's a fair comparison between Royce Lewis and Kirby Puckett. No question. So the boys finished their 10-game homestand with a 7-3 record, and now they go to Oakland. They start a 9-game road trip tonight in Oakland. The last ever Twin series in Oakland? Is that what it's going to be?
Yep.
Because by next year they're playing where? In Ohio or something?
They're in Sacramento for the next couple of years.
Okay.
While they tear down the Tropicana in Vegas and build the baseball stadium across the street from MGM.
Boy, that's too bad.
Yeah.
I mean, not that this is news to me, what's going on with the Oakland Athletics, but now that we're at the last Twin series to be played in Oakland, it reminds me what a damn shame this is. Boy, I loved that rivalry between the Twins and A's in the 80s and early 90s.
Yeah.
God, that was a great rivalry. I remember.
They probably, Nick, never would have left Oakland had they had their own setup, right? They had to share a football stadium with the Oakland Raiders.
Yes.
Had the baseball team somehow found a way to have their own baseball facility that they could have, like Target Field, they'd still be in Oakland. They would be probably very popular in Oakland. But it just, because they had to play in this cavernous stadium, and they did not have very good teams because of management issues where they just didn't have the salary. There's a lot of factors, right?
Yeah.
But the stadium itself is a shame because they ended up having to share with the Oakland Raiders football program.
But, I agree with all that. I'll miss watching them play at that park. There was something perfectly horrible about their ballpark. What is it? Oakland Coliseum? I forget the name of the joint.
And
even back in the day when the Raiders played there, and even back in the 70s and 80s, the place was kind of a perfectly ugly trash pile type of a scene, and I'll miss that.
It's got acres and acres of foul territory.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because of the football setup. Imagine now, once the season ends, I'm assuming they tear it down, right? I'm assuming they'll
knock it over.
They'll tear down the Oakland Coliseum.
Oh, I can't imagine something like that happening here. If we lost our baseball team, I would be miserable.
I just double-checked. They're in Sacramento for 3 seasons.
3 seasons.
They're going to be there for 3. And because they're having issues in Las Vegas, not to dive down a rabbit hole into this, but it's still not a complete 100% done deal that they're going to be moving into that site by the Tropicana, apparently.
So will
the Tropicana is going away.
Oh, it is.
Whatever happens in that site.
Right.
Will they continue to be the Oakland A's in Sacramento?
I believe they will be.
Okay. Well, again, a lot of great games were played, a lot of great teams, great players.
Yep. No, oh gosh,
in the
back
Twins,
in the 70s.
A's. Well, I'm specifically talking about the Twins and A's rivalry.
Yes, you're right.
We can reminisce about all the old great Oakland A's from the 70s when it's officially all said and done for real. But just as far as the Twins, I remember late season series there in 1991, when the Twins and A's were just two of the best teams in the American League. And, of course, you have to mention guys like Mark McGwire and Jose Canseco and Dave Stewart and help me out. The A's would, Ricky Henderson. We were just talking about Ricky Henderson.
Right. And then go way back, the Wayback Machine to Gene Tennis and Reggie Jackson and Joe Rudy and, Raleigh Fingers, the list, Catfish Hunter, Blue Moon Odom.
Oh.
The list goes on and on of the great players under Charlie Finley in the Oakland A's back in the early 70s when they would play the Big Red Machine in the World Series, the Cincinnati Reds. It was an incredible time for baseball.
The Strudel went down yesterday. Says here he's got neck spasms.
Uh-oh.
You got anywhere he can rest his head, Ashley?
Yes.
Yeah, you want to give him a massage?
Oh, you know what those can lead to.
Hopefully.
He was diving back into first base, and his neck went out on him, and we'll see how that turns out. Strude's missed 13 games earlier in the season with some problems with his right knee.
I was creeping on Facebook, and I was looking at pictures of him the other day. And I said something that I wanted to keep in my head in front of my boyfriend. I was like, my gosh, he's just perfect. It's like, what? Who? I was like, crap. I said that out loud, didn't I?
Well, you can't help yourself.
He just is.
You can't help. Oh, people are texting in. Brad, how did you like the strip joints in Chicago? You're back from Chicago?
Oh, yeah.
I am back from Chicago, but I did not frequent anything like that there.
Nick put together that whole list for you. That's kind of of you.
That was a waste. I'm sorry.
Nick in strip clubs, frequent is a good word. He frequented those frequently.
Yeah, I sent him a list. He didn't do nothing with it.
Well, maybe he held on to it just in case.
No, Wednesday's day game at Wrigley was hot.
Oh.
It is. We're getting rain here. They're getting heat down there, man. It was hot the whole time I was there.
F them.
Were you in the bleachers?
No, we were right along the third baseline, but it was hot.
They knew the risks. They knew the friggin' risks.
Can I go back to the Twins one last time?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Because I saw this yesterday, and I think there's something cooking right now with Brooks Lee.
Okay.
They moved Brooks Lee in St. Paul to second base last night to start playing second base. Don't you think? And he's on fire right now. He hit 2 home runs last night for the Saints.
He and Wallner are killing it.
Look at who's been playing second base for the Twins as of lately. Austin Martin played there yesterday. Willie Castro came in late innings to play second base. But second base has kind of been this not throwaway position. It's kind of been an interchangeable position.
It's been a revolving door.
Yes.
Okay.
I think Brooks Lee, there's a lot of talk that Brooks Lee is ready to give the Twins a shot. And imagine if he comes up to play second base, because he's not going to play shortstop yet because Correa's there. But imagine if he comes up to play second base and succeeds the way Miranda has lately, the way that
Julian?
Julian did for a while.
Yeah.
And you're right. He would replace Julian.
He would leapfrog Julian to that position.
He would.
Okay.
So, I mean, there's some guys in St. Paul right now, and you mentioned Wallner, too, who's on fire right now, too.
Mm-hmm.
There's some guys there in St. Paul that are getting really close to playing. And then the opposite side of that is you've got guys like Kyle Farmer, who's been struggling. He's batting like 200 right now. So, obviously, if you bring somebody up, you've got to make roster moves. But I've been kind of watching this Brooks Lee thing happening in St. Paul, and the fact that they switched positions on him and had him start playing second base is kind of interesting. Who knows if that may happen, but man, if he comes up and is playing the way he is in St. Paul in the bigs, that's the future of this club, right?
I would love to see Brooks Lee and Matt Wallner get themselves up in the bigs and tear it up. Absolutely. Some other people are texting in saying, with these guys doing so well in AAA, and you got Julian, you got this and that, maybe some trades might be in the works.
Well, the next month or so is going to be interesting before the trade deadline, because if they hover right around where they're at right now, you've got to make it. You got to make a decision. Are you going to go out and try to maybe trade for that guy from the Mets that we've been talking about, or try to get more pitching, or you're going to have to add to payroll if you do that. And as we all know, their payroll isn't real great right now with the TV money situation that they're in and everything. So it'll be interesting to see what they do over the next month if they hang around in this position.
That's what I'm reading is possibly Wallner, Brooks Lee, Julian trades for pitching, starting pitching.
Well, I hope they don't trade those young guys for that. I hope they find a way.
What about one of them?
I hope they don't trade Brooks Lee, but you're going to have to give up. You're going to have to give up somebody to get something. All
right. So. Yeah, that's how it works. A few people have texted in, seeing how it's Friday, and we have Randy Shaver and Brad Ryder on the line. They're saying, "You going to do the dad fights?" We're still having too many technical difficulties to go through with a dad fight segment. We're waiting just like you are to get this straightened out. We appreciate your interest, but it's not a possibility right now. We're doing all we can.
We're in a rain delay.
Yeah, there you go. All right, so we mentioned this before. There's some kind of silly soccer tournament going on in Germany. How do you say it? Germany? Mm-hmm. Meaningless to folks here in the United States, but the dopes in England and Scotland treat soccer like it's a real sport. Let me give you an update on this scene. The English and the Scots are drinking all the beer over there in the German pubs. Okay, let's see if we can size this up. On one of the days, Scottish fans arrived in town at noon and drank one joint completely dry of beer by 4 o'clock.
That's amazing.
Wow.
They then, according to the story, they switched to the hard stuff. They say here apparently 4% of Scotland's entire population made the trip for this soccer tournament.
That's cool.
I don't know anything about what kind of numbers that means. I don't know Scotland's population, nor do I care. 40,000 Englishmen and women showed up for this deal. An Italian restaurant and pub in Germany sold more than 7,500, or is it 7,500? Yes. They sold more than 7,500 pints of beer in less than 26 hours. The manager said the bar would normally go through about 2 kegs in a weekend. In this case, they went through more than 60 kegs.
Oh,
good
my
Lord.
Gosh.
Yeah, say what you will about soccer fans, but they know how to party.
I guess.
Yeah, I don't know.
You're in the wrong place, Dana.
I know, right?
I'd love to go along with that, but then they also know how to cut each other's heads off in the street. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I can't align myself. Right, I can't align myself. Something else that I know we've mentioned before, but it's fun to bring up again. The University of Florida. Odds are the kid's not going to play this upcoming basketball season, but the University of Florida college basketball team has signed up a kid who is tied for the tallest basketball player of all time.
funny that you're doing this because I was just watching this kid this morning and I pulled up the information on him.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
I know we've talked about him before when he was a high school kid.
I just watched video on him this morning, too.
Olivier Reyou.
That's right.
He's a French kid. He is in the Guinness World Record books for tallest teenager. So he's a freshman at Florida. They say he'll likely be red-shirted unless he just blows the coaches away in the preseason, sizing up the kids' workouts. They don't think he's ready yet.
Yeah.
But
7'9".
Yes.
It's insane.
7'9". And Nick, I'm assuming now you've watched video of him.
I have, but I don't remember what does he look like? Does he have any skills at all?
He's actually pretty good.
Pretty smooth?
He's got some feet. He's been working at IMG Academy, which is this place down in Bradenton, Florida, where a lot of high school kids who want to be Division I athletes will go, spend a lot of money, but they'll get personalized training pretty much every day that they're there. He's got some skills. I mean, obviously, he's 7'9", and he's like 18 years old or 17 years old, whatever he is.
7'9".
I mean, he's got work to do.
It was tough to tell in the video I watched because he was playing against, nobody was within a foot of him. You know what I mean? Nobody was, everybody else. And obviously that's going to be the case wherever he plays. But I was watching him run down the floor too. And, again, this isn't a knock on him. He's using what he's got, but he's just, he can't run very fast, obviously. So he's going to have a hard time transitioning from offense to defense at that level.
At 8? Yes, Randy.
He is, Brad, but, I mean, I've seen worse, right, with bigger players. I mean, I guess what I see is a kid with the possibility of great skill level with continued training, continuing to get stronger, has a chance to, be effective. I mean, when you're 7'9", good luck trying to stop.
Yeah, I came away watching him thinking he's a kid who could maybe impact, a college game for, maybe 10 to 12 minutes. You know what I mean? Like he could come in and be like a bench. He's not going to be like a 35-minute-a-game guy. He just won't have that type. But he can come in and alter a game for a while.
What's with a listener says, what's with all these French kids? What are they feeding them over there? Right, I don't know. 7'9". How tall is Wembayami?
He's 7'4",
maybe?
But he can move.
Well, yeah. We're just talking about straight up. We're just talking about height here, Brad Ryder, not skills.
7'4". 7'4".
All right, so this kid, Olivier Reyou, he was 6'1" as an 8-year-old.
Oh, my gosh.
Josh, you've had kids in the house on and off over your lifetime. What do you think it's like cleaning up after a 6'1" 8-year-old?
Or just the humbling fact that they could beat you up at 8 years old, something like that. It's funny, with youth sports, how the kids grow at different rates, right? You'll have a huge kid one year, next year he's a smaller one. But there was, when my oldest, when he played football, there was a kid that was about a foot taller than everybody else in 6th grade. And so they had him play every position because no one could tackle him. They'd have to have 4 or 5 guys.
Yeah, we've talked about this before. There was no weight limit on that. I mean, because when we were kids, if you weighed a certain...
Black striper.
What does that mean?
A black striper, which meant that you had a black stripe in the middle of your helmet, which designated you as a lineman only. You could not carry the ball or catch the ball.
Okay, right. We didn't have any stripes on helmets, but yeah, if you were above a certain weight, you couldn't run with the ball. Mm-hmm. They didn't have this, so they just hand a giant kid the ball and no one could tackle him?
Yeah, nobody could bring him down. He was so big.
You would think these days with all the fears of concussions, is that how you say it?
Concussions? Do you have one?
They're letting... Possibly.
This is 13 years ago. I mean, I don't know when that kind of happened.
Oh, well, but still, that surprises me because when I was a 13-year-old, there was that limit. At any rate, this kid, 6'1" as an 8-year-old, 4 years later, he's in 6th grade, and he's 6'11".
Oh, my gosh, that's got to be painful.
The next year, he's in 7th grade, he crossed the 7-foot mark. Now, he's tied, as far as tallest basketball player ever, he's tied with a dude who plays professionally in China. His name is Sun Mingming. Sun is also 7'9". And they say here, maybe you spotted Sun Min Ming in the movie Rush Hour Part 3. I don't know if I made it to the third Rush Hour.
I did not. I stopped after 2.
I think they ran out of things to say and do.
And here's the thing. They believe that Olivier Régis, they believe that he's still growing.
That's nuts.
He's got size 20 shoes.
Wow.
Just the day-to-day quality of life has just got to be so difficult.
Yeah, I mean, I often think about these guys who, I mean, at this point in his life, and he wants to be a really good basketball player. I watched the interview with IMG, the coaches. They say that this kid eats, drinks, and sleeps it. He really wants to be the best, and that's great. I think about guys like Kevin McHale and Wembanyama and these guys at the peak of their success in basketball. It's great to be that size. But then real life happens after you retire, right? And so then you have to live in that body for the rest of your life. And it's, it sounds great to be that tall. It sounds, cool to be like that. But when basketball is over and you have to live the rest of your life in that body, I agree with Ashley. That's difficult.
You can't even fit on a bed.
Way to piss on the guy's parade before he turns 18 years old, Randy Shaver.
I'm just saying. I mean, I think about those things for the guys that size when I see those guys.
Well, it's just like going through a doorway would suck for him. Every single time you have to bend down.
We all get it, but I just picture Randy, running into the kid when he's a sophomore in college and a star basketball player, and Randy just saying, boy, it's going to be a nightmare when you get older. You know what I mean?
I would never say that.
I know, I'm joking. Of course you would never. It's a joke.
We've been...
Boy, your life's going to be a real nightmare.
Yeah, kid,
you really need to make it to the NBA.
This is the best it's ever going to get.
Yeah.
Get that bag now, kid.
Yeah.
Yep.
For some people, it gets better, but not you, son.
Yeah, nobody here envies you, bro. We've been lucky enough to meet Manute Bol and Yao Ming, and as a average to a below average height guy, you're staring right at their genitals. It's very uncomfortable. And what reminded me of that is when you said going under doorways, Wapple, because we have these. Well, our old studios, we had these little tiny square windows right in the door. And I think we just looked out when Manute Bol was here and we saw his waistline. Yeah. Usually you see like the top of somebody's head or their face maybe.
That's intimidating.
Whenever we talk about Manute Bol visiting our studios all those years ago, I almost get emotional because he was such a beautiful man. That's what he was. That's what he was.
He has to be one of the greatest guys that ever lived. One of the most charitable people of all time.
Gave away every dime he ever made.
Yeah.
Manute F. me running sideways Bol, one of my heroes. Brad Ryder, you went to Chicago. You didn't go to New Jersey, did you, while you were on vacation?
No, New Jersey isn't really near Chicago, so no.
Well, I didn't say. Who said anything about it being near? I don't know. Why am I being... I was just curious if maybe you went to this basketball tournament. Oh, they tried to put on a basketball tournament in New Jersey. They tried to put this tournament on. It was called the Nothing But Ass Basketball Tournament.
Oh, heck yeah.
Nothing but ass.
That is right up your alley, Nick.
It is.
You are an ass.
It ended up getting canceled after video cut loose. Okay, so the people behind the Nothing But Ass Basketball Tournament put together a promotional video. They filmed it at a high school where women were twerking in thong underwears and all kinds of other nonsense. So the local school board wasn't too pumped about that, and they canceled the Nothing But Ass Basketball Tournament before it even happened. And now they could be in real trouble for filming these videos at a high school in New Jersey. And the school board is saying, well, what if there were young people there watching the video? I'm sure there were some young people there watching the video. Women in thongs bending over chairs and shaking their big old dumpers. They filmed this at a place called Westside High School in Newark. The tournament was produced by someone called Big Fendi. Anyone heard of Big Fendi?
No.
They say he's a music manager and party promoter known for discovering rapper Nicki Minaj.
Nicki Minaj.
Nicki Minaj.
That's pretty cool.
They were appalled. They were disgusted. So they had to cancel the tournament.
That's a bummer. Those kids have seen so much worse.
Well, now you know the secret reason why my trip got cut short.
Yeah, it's no point going.
Yeah. Nothing but ass. I don't know what they were planning on Why did they call it? It sounds like they were going to treat.
Were they planning to play in thongs or?
No. That's where I'm going with this. They were planning on playing a legit basketball tournament. Why put the name Nothing But Ass on it? You know it's going to run into trouble. And there you go. This is funny. One line here in this story is very funny. So, parents whose children go to this high school were very concerned. We can't have this ass-wiggling basketball tournament at our children's high school, right? There's a quote from a dad in here, a dad. He says, I opened up Facebook. He saw the video of the women just with the asses. I opened up Facebook. I thought my eyes were deceiving me. My wife had to snatch the phone away from me. Yeah, I bet she did.
He was in a trance.
I bet. This big Fendi guy has apologized to the whole city of Newark. I don't know what they were thinking. That's your problem to figure it out on your own, what they were thinking there. The Los Angeles Lakers have their latest sucker all lined up to pretend and coach their basketball club. They're going to go ahead and hire former player and broadcaster J.J. Redick. Okay? He'll be under LeBron's command as long as LeBron is there.
Interesting dynamic.
Yeah, because those two are close.
They are
Yes,
close.
they are.
He has LeBron on his podcast a lot. I've watched his podcast with LeBron quite a bit. Former player, from what I've been reading, he is working hard to surround himself with former NBA head coaches because he has no experience, and to try to help him, kind of set everything up. We'll see. I mean,
he's very good on TV. I mean, he's a very good analyst, but I'm not sure that translates. But he is very good.
So rumor is it isn't how you say it. Rumor has it that his assistant coaches are going to be Scott Brooks.
Okay, interesting.
Former Timberwolf.
Of course. Rajon Rondo. It's all ex-players.
Oh, sure.
Jared Dudley. Sam Cassell.
Oh, yeah.
By the
He's
way,
been an assistant coach in the league for a long time. He'll be a big help.
Yeah, who doesn't love Sam Cassell? Here's an interesting text. My son, we were talking about that 7'9" kid who's going to the University of Florida. My son is 16. My son is 16. He's 7 foot tall.
Whoa, man.
He wears a size 18 shoe. Yes, he plays basketball. This listener says the best about being a parent to a 7 foot tall 16-year-old. This individual says when he runs his smart mouth, he turns away, like say they're arguing, right? He runs his smart mouth, he turns and smacks his dome on the doorway.
Oh, jeez. Classic.
Yeah, well, Dad, I'm borrowing the car anyway. And he turns around, boom!
Instant karma.
How does he borrow the car when it's a Honda Civic?
Yeah.
Sunroof.
He sits in the back seat. They remove the front seat.
The tallest person I know is 6'7", and I don't like to stand right next to him. I like to be kind of a little bit of a distance for perspective where I won't look like a child. It's kind of embarrassing standing right next to someone that
Tallest
tall.
person you know. I'm trying to think who might be the tallest person I know.
But he doesn't have the biggest feet of anyone I know. My stepson's buddy, he has size 16. He's about 6'4", and his feet are 16.
Dang.
The tallest person I know is about 6'6", 6'7" as well. I have a really tall family. I don't know what happened to me.
Yeah, I don't know who the tallest person is that I know, but I grew up with a couple of guys who had oversized feet, and it was a riot because they were so clumsy. And, I mean, I've told you before about Mark, one of the nicest guys, any of us, growing up with a guy like Mark all the way through high school. He was such a great guy to know. I don't run into him anymore, but his feet were 16s or something insane like that. I've told you before about when he murdered himself into the boards. This is one of the greatest. Playing hockey. We were 17 or 18 years old. He was a defenseman. We were shorthanded. The puck goes into the corner in our own zone, and Mark goes racing for the puck. And, of course, as anyone on the ice during a power play, his number one thought is, I got to clear this sumbitch down the ice. He winds up to rip a slap shot off the glass and clear the puck. And he did. But because of his big, stupid feet, he just aborted himself into the corner. I mean, Three guys couldn't hit him into the corner as hard as he just launched himself into the corner, all alone, because of his feet. And, I mean, we were laughing. The other club's bench is laughing. The referees are laughing. Oh, no. It was just such a complete explosion of body parts because of his size, 17 feet. And being the hell of a guy that he is, he comes back to the bench, and I'll never forget his direct quote. He sat down on the bench, and he said, "Boys, there's nothing you can say to me that I haven't already said to myself."
Just get ahead of it.
My youngest, your godson, Nick, he wears the same size shoes I do. So he'll steal my shoes every once in a while.
There you go. Does he have little block feet like yours?
No, he's got long monkey toes like his mom, thin feet. Because I wear 10.5 or 11, depending on the shoe, and he's right there.
Holy cow, really?
One more basketball note here for you. Oh, it's a rumor that I heard, everybody. Oh, it's a wonderful rumor. It really is. And it has to do with the Timberwolves. If John McNutberry, what the hell's his name again? Jordan McLaughlin. Jaden
McDaniel?
Jordan? No, Jordan McLaughlin. McLaughlin, the little bald guy with the beard.
Yeah.
I love him. I love him. Just haven't thought about him in a while, obviously. If Jordan McLaughlin or Monte Morris don't come back to the Timberwolves, 2 words. Pat Bev.
Oh, God.
No.
Don't
Yes.
do that.
You guys don't want that.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. 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 Okay. Timberwolves.
I mean, it'd be entertaining for sure.
He's
it would
not
not be
going to throw any more basketballs into
No,
the
thank
crowd.
you.
He's
No,
learned
thank
his
you.
lesson. He's
Been
hilarious.
there,
He's
done
a
that. No. Done.
This town went crazy for Pat
Done.
Bev. Everything's
Don't-
changed now that he threw a
they don't-
basketball at somebody.
Done.
They don't need him anymore.
Move on.
Maybe
Pat
he could be
Bev.
a regular guest.
Oh, that
They
would.
man.
don't need him anymore.
I would
agree with Brad.
I would
Move
finally
on.
begin to enjoy this job again if Pat Bev became a regular guest on this program.
No.
Pat Bev.
Nope.
Ah,
No, thank
Don't
you.
do it.
Ah.
Do not do it.
it's not clear on how you boys feel about this.
I hate it when people are so vague about stuff.
Yeah,
Yes,
take
I
a
hate-
stand, you guys.
Show some balls. Say something one way or the other about Pat Bev.
They don't need him. It's Anthony Edwards' team. Find pieces around him that work.
I
That
hate you
doesn't
guys.
Great, now he doesn't like the job anymore.
Yeah, come on.
I don't want to talk anymore.
Ah, darn.
That's all right. We're out of time anyway.
You got frustrated.
I did.
He was in such a good mood earlier. Josh took off his shorts and was in his boxers
What?
for him.
We don't have to share that with everybody.
That was a first break type of a thing. And
Yeah.
now Dana wants to tell everybody that Josh broadcasted bottomless.
Well, Nick was feeling uninspired and he wanted something to get him going. So, yes, I took off my sweatshirt and my
Wow.
shorts.
You're such a team player.
I am.
Oh, wow. Hey,
You
Brett.
know what? I'm going to do the same thing right
Please
now.
do it.
Take off all your friggin' clothes right now, Randy Shaver.
Take them off.
Take him up.
Let us know when you take and then you know what, Randy Shaver, just knock it into the microphone.
Yeah. Smack the
Let's
mic.
hear it.
Go ahead and what's that? You were just helicopter the microphone.
Yeah, let's hear it. I'll turn down the music.
Just whiz it right by.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No thanks.
You know, maybe in 2 weeks.
Yeah, well, in a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, a week from today.
I'm doing
Oh,
it.
wow. A week from today.
I'm doing it then if Randy won't do it.
That's good rhythm on that helicopter. He's practiced.
You know, it's weird because it's such a big propeller that I'm looking at. It's amazing you can get it going that fast.
Are you getting dizzy watching it, Josh?
Well, I'm mesmerized, that's for sure.
Brad Ryder, you ought to go out there and have a wonderful weekend, okay?
Yep, I will.
And we appreciate you very much. Randy, I guess if weather permits, maybe
Yeah.
we'll run into each other tomorrow in Maple Lake.
Fingers crossed it's going to be okay.
Yeah, throwing out the first pitch tomorrow. Randy at noon and me at 2:30 with this cool town ball event is how you say it. You guys take her easy. We'll talk to you on Monday.
Sounds good.
We'll be back here shortly on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Are you ready to beat the heat this summer? Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is here to help you say goodbye to sweltering heat and hello to ultimate comfort. Ashley, what specials do they have going on this month?
It is fun, sun, and savings time at Standard Heating and Air with incredible savings on AC units, heat pumps, and combo deals this month to ensure your air quality is up to snuff this summer. Go to standardheating.com for more info or to schedule your appointment today.
Hey guys, welcome to the Candy Valentino Show. I'm Candy Valentino. I was a founder before I could legally order a drink. And for more than 2.5 decades, I've built, scaled, acquired, and exited multiple businesses in diverse industries. Now my goal is to help you by sharing the knowledge that I've learned, the mistakes that I've made, and the wisdom that I've developed over my journey. Bi-weekly episodes every Monday and Thursday.
The Candy Valentino Show, wherever you listen.
Half-assed morning show, 93.
All right, you dirty bastards. It's the Wapple's birthday broadcast of the 93X Half-assed morning show. Wapple is 32 years old today.
How you feeling so far? Good morning?
Yeah.
You're having a nice birthday?
Yeah, except the last 5 minutes. That was kind of a doozy.
What do you mean?
We weren't with you over the last
happened?
5 minutes.
Oh, when we were in the bathroom. We all took a bathroom break, and then the lights were turned off, and me and Josh.
Yeah. It got romantic. Okay, that's not for on air.
It's your birthday, okay?
All right, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
The lights turned off. Nick turned off the lights, and me and Josh were in there. I was trying to wash my hands. Josh was trying to pee. It was great.
Yeah, so that's a true story. We all went into the bathroom together. We get scared in the hallway when we're on our own. We might run into someone from KQ. So we're in there, and I'm just about to urinate. I've got my banana in one hand and a plantain in the other, and you can decide which is which. I like to eat a banana at the urinal. And I'm approaching it. Nick leaves, turns the lights off. There's absolutely no light in there. Like, there's no window, nothing. It's pure darkness. So I said to Wapple, I'm like, I got to go real bad. Should I just aim where I think the urinal is? And he said, go for it.
Whose penis am I holding?
Yeah. And then he flipped the light on, and I nailed it, didn't I?
Yeah.
I got right in the urinal.
I had you two dorks trapped in the men's room. I had to turn the friggin' lights off.
I thought Nick was going to be sitting around the corner or something, too, and then jump out or scare me. Nope, he just left.
I don't have the energy for that. I just flipped the lights off.
I'm glad you said the scaring thing. Dana is a lot of fun. You are the most, you get frightened easier than anyone I've ever met.
I get very jumpy around here, yes.
I think there are 3 Dana-size holes all it is, like, I'll walk by him, and he hadn't seen me coming or something, and he's like, and he jumps into the wall.
I know.
Have you guys noticed that or experienced that?
Is he jumpy? I haven't noticed this.
Yeah, you rarely leave the studio during the show.
No, that's about the first piss break I've taken in about 5 years.
Yeah, you never. It's funny, your wife even brought at Shaver's Gala a couple weeks ago, she even asked me about it, like, does he really never pee during the show? Because he pees all the time at home.
I do.
Like, no, he doesn't get up at all.
No, that was a rarity for me to hit the boys' room.
But
there.
Dana's very jumpy.
I think I get particularly jumpy in this building just because there's never any lights on. It does look like a filming location of a Saw movie at this point, with everything's been torn out and the stains on the carpet. So I think it has to. I am jumpy in general, but I think it's heightened in this building.
It's creepy around here. All right, so I had 2 pieces of advice for Wapple earlier this morning on how he should approach hitting 32 years old, because I've been there. My first piece of advice was let her buck. My second piece of advice was get some. And I really do hope you follow through or use that advice, Wapple. Josh, you're an older citizen. Do you have any further advice for the kid on his 32nd birthday?
It's maybe... Yeah, I got something.
You can't
for you,
say
Wapple.
let her buck, and you can't say get some.
No, I'm going to be a little more embarrassingly cheesy, probably.
Okay.
But I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Wapple, life has ups and downs. You know this. I've seen you go through it. Sometimes those downs can get so low you feel like there's just no going back. But I want to promise you something, and I mean this 100%, because I have experience. No matter how bad things get, and things can get bad, it always gets better with time. Always. Sometimes it takes longer than you like, but those moments when you're sitting there thinking, this is my new life, you got to have faith. Remind yourself it will.
Thank you. That's great advice.
Also, see, that's exactly what I meant by let her buck. You're stealing my ideas.
There are times where you think, well, this time it's over. It's not. It's not going to be. You just got to try and trick yourself. into knowing it's going to get back. And you can probably think back and go, boy, I thought that was always going to be that way, and it got better. That doesn't include pay here at the radio station.
Oh, no.
That's going to stay the same. And in that regard, if you're ever offered a chance to jump ship and then head to K-Fan, do it in a heartbeat.
Do it right now.
Yeah, I don't want you to go anywhere. I love you like a drug-addicted son, but that's the opportunity of a lifetime. Oh, contrary to popular belief, if I could throw in one more, sorry to hog all this. Sometimes, I've learned in life, whoever smelt it hadn't dealt it.
Oh,
yeah, it could have been
kind
someone
of a surprise.
else. Yeah.
I thought whoever did, always, I guess.
No, it's not always the case.
You never know.
Yeah. Happy birthday, homeboy.
Thanks, dude.
Oh, God help. That was so wonderful, Josh. Let's drag a new victim onto this boat for next week's beer party, where you'll see all of us floating up and down, how do you call it, the St. Croix? Text Skipper. Oh, man. I love the skipper on Gilligan's Island.
Me too. I loved the relationship between Gilligan and the skipper.
Alan Hale was a comedic genius. Absolutely. Text Skipper. This is our Luther Bloomington Kia text line, if I didn't mention. Text the word Skipper to 651-989-9393 for a shot to win tickets to our stinking Independence Day booze cruise next Friday. And we can't thank enough the wonderful people at Stillwater Riverboats for hooking us up. So good luck. Week from today. It ought to be something special. It really ought to be. All right.
Oh, Scrappy Jesus has good advice. You're 32 now, Wapple. He says, let Wapple know he can never trust a fart again at his age.
I've had some close calls in the last couple months.
Yeah.
It's been brutal.
They're just going to get closer, bud.
Yeah. Yeah, and when I turned 30, I remember everyone was like, dude, once you turn 30, your body, you're going to feel it. And I think like 2 days after, like my back started hurting a little bit. And now it just hurts all the time.
That was my first, 30 was the first time I ever had a hangover. And I've never really been a big drinker, but I've certainly got drunk, before I turned 30. And that's the first time I ever got it. I thought I was immune to hangovers until right after, actually the 4th of July booze cruise. Our booze cruise was after that one, my 30th year of life.
First overhang. Yeah. You were in your dirty 30s.
And I understood what people complained about.
Yeah.
Hawk Tuah.
You spit on that thing.
Spit on that thing.
Some of the best advice I ever received was from Josh, and this has nothing to do with birthdays, just speaking in generalities about advice. Josh told me, quite spiritedly over the phone once, he said, when your wife on your honeymoon tells you to F her, you F her and you F her good.
That was such a good scene.
All right, you want to talk about a gal who plans on boning 600 men and women by the end of this year?
Whoa.
I don't know how that's possible. I mean, you really got to get busy.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's her profession. It's what she does.
That's painful.
It's what she does. Yeah, I hope she has some cubed ice in the house.
Yeah, yeah, that's 2 a day pretty much.
There is a gal out there who says she's going to bang 600 men and women by the end of this year. It sounds like, what number is she at? Well, here's the deal. She's a skinny little thing. Very pretty. Very pretty. I'm looking at a picture of her right now. Josh, did you see a picture?
Yeah, I think she's certainly attractive.
Oh, my damn skis. She's a model. She's a social media influencer. And I bet my friggin' wife has another word for her.
Oh, man. Can I guess?
Yeah, take a stab at it.
Whore?
Right.
Yeah.
I already got a text message this morning about whores.
From her?
Yes. She's just on the lookout for everyone's a whore. Anyway, why does everyone have to be a whore? Last year, this gal banged 300 people. So in the year 20 plus 23, she banged 300 men and women. This is what she does. She's a... what do they call it again? A OnlyFans type of a character. Her name is Kate. And I guess she didn't get enough attention from having sex with 300 people in 20 plus 23 and then talking about it and putting some of the sexual acts on her OnlyFans page. That didn't cut it this year. She's going for 600.
It just sounds exhausting.
Yeah, she's very small. How can she take so much?
Ashley, for the love of God, I need you to go along with this. Size doesn't matter. Please, that just for some of us need you to say that.
Size does not matter.
Yeah, put that out in the world.
I mean, what a hell of a goal that she's set for herself.
I wonder if she'll work ahead. I like to do that sometimes. For example, like I've got 4 commercials I need to get done by Monday.
Oh, barf.
I started a couple days ago instead of just waiting until the last second. I like to work ahead. So I wonder if maybe she'll think, okay, I know next week I'm going to be at my parents' house. So this week I'm going to bang about 14 guys or something like that.
She's got her, right?
She has to have a plan. She has to map this out. I mean, she's a hot enough little number where I don't think she has to do much prompting to get people to have sex with her. But if your goal is 600, and where are we now? June? Mm-hmm. Well, so she's got 6 months left or something?
Yep.
You would think she'd have to chart this out and schedule things. I mean, my God, she has to eat too. Sounds like. Oh, and by the way, Wapple.
Yes.
Now that you've hit 32 years old, and again, this is just advice from an older guy who's been there. Now that you've hit 32 years old, maybe you want to knock barf out of your vocabulary. I don't know, Josh. That's just me. Maybe by the time
I like that about him.
Same here.
Maybe the fact when you're 32, maybe you no longer say barf. But that might be the liquor talking.
Do you mind if I text your wife real quick and ask her what kind of guy she thinks would sleep with someone who said, my entire goal is to sleep with over 600 and some people?
Go ahead, give her a text message. Your question is, again, what kind of guy would bang a woman?
How would you describe a guy like that?
What kind of a guy would bang a woman who just wants him to be another number in her eventual goal of 600 sexual encounters with men or women before the end of the year? She says her original goal for the year 20 plus 24. Last year, she hit 300. Her original goal was 365, one for every day of the year. But she passed that earlier this month.
Oh, no.
So she had sex with 365 men or women. She's bisexual, which is outstanding on her part.
That's cool.
That's beautiful that she made that choice in life. How do I say this again? What was I saying? She hit 365 earlier this month. And are we really at the, I don't know, January, February, March, April, May. Yeah, we are at the halfway mark.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So halfway into the year, she already hit 365 sexual partners. And that's when she said, well, F it, I'm going to go to 600.
She needs to share with the ladies what kind of birth control she takes or what kind of condoms she uses, because that is incredible that she hasn't gotten knocked up yet.
Well, we don't know that.
That's a good point.
Right. She is getting, of course, a lot of negative comments from, you know how that works. People are accusing her of being riddled with STDs.
Well, I would wonder. I mean, just playing the odds.
Well, who cares?
Oh,
Go
I
ahead.
got a text back. Did you hear that? I got a text.
Okay, you asked my friggin' wife again. What?
Yeah, so, okay, here it goes. She's texting again. Let's see. Hold on. All right. I wrote, hi, Mrs. Bourne.
Oh, God.
What kind of guy would agree to sleep with a woman that wants to sleep with over 600 people this year? Is there maybe a word to describe that kind of... Sorry, she just sent another one. That kind of person.
You asked her one word to describe...
Yeah, is there
Something tells me she's not going to be able to settle on one word. I don't know.
Well, she did say only one word.
Uh-huh.
And then she sent another text that said whore.
Oh, no.
And then she sent a text that says whore with... I don't know how to describe this. How would you describe this feature?
It says whore. Oh, my God. It's just the single word whore swimming around like thousands. Like you're being swarmed by a storm of whores.
Oh, the text bomb.
Hornets. Like a hornets.
Like hornets.
Are all over me.
All right. That's funny. She thinks she's funny.
I think she's pretty darn funny.
Back to this gal, Kate. Boy, I would like to be on her list. I would.
You know, your wife's listening, right?
I don't care. She says she's banged folks from 11 different countries so far. That's very Olympic of her.
Yeah.
As we're approaching this 11 different countries.
You know, this is a silly question.
Go ahead.
Maybe people who are listening at your workplace, you could play this at your work today, as long as HR has Fridays off. I wonder who amongst us, again, silly question, has come the closest to this woman within a year? I'd imagine no one's in the hundreds, but maybe I'm off. Maybe I'm trying to think of my best year.
You're talking
Not
about
even close.
Have
Absolutely
any of us
not.
had sex with 100 people?
No. I'm just saying it's just the closest, whatever that number might be. I mean, that number could be 2. That number
Well,
could be 3.
I think it's safe to say I would be in second place.
No, I meant amongst us.
Yeah, yeah.
Second
be
place.
Wait. No, second place to this woman. I thought.
Yeah, I'm just saying
okay.
amongst us, who would have gotten closest to that number?
Well,
I said it was a silly question.
I think I'm easily the biggest slut here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, whore would have been a better word, but yeah. Oh, no.
Everyone has to be a whore.
Michael's texted in and said that kind of year, he's issued a hurricane warning.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I wonder what my number for a year would be. Like
Well, how about what was your
best
what was your
sluttiest
best
year?
month? What was your best month? What was your best year?
Well, I don't really want to say because it's sluttier than you're going to think. Well, not.
Well, what are you thinking? Month or year?
I was trying to think year.
In a year.
You know everything.
I don't want to. I mean, I know all your. I'm aware of all your past partners, I believe, but I couldn't guess how many partners you had in a year. What would be your top number of partners in a year? I wouldn't be able to guess that at all.
Maybe set an over/under.
Okay, was it
in 1 year?
The over or under, I'll set it at 5.
Over in 1 year?
Yeah. Different partners.
Yeah. I mean, that 5 was one evening. Yeah,
But that was a Tuesday for him that year.
But your overall body count isn't anything outrageous.
For me, it is. You know, but it's not like where you're at. I'm in the double digits. You're in the triple digits.
I don't remember.
I think it's only triple digits.
It's only triple. It was close. We got to take a break. I don't. You know, I think I know your body count.
Do men keep track the way women do?
I didn't know women did. I thought
I thought it was the other way around.
I thought we were the disgusting ones that.
No, I've got a list.
You really asked if men keep track?
Oh,
have you never had a conversation where men were involved?
Yeah, I guess I've asked guys before what their body count is, and they're like, oh, I don't know, somewhere around here.
Yeah, I mean, the rule is, Ashley, a guy tells you his body count, and if he tells you that, it's probably half as much as what he's told you. But if he told me that, it'd be 2 to 3 times higher than the actual number. That's the rule of being a guy.
Do you want to talk about your real total career body count, Josh? Because now I'm interested in.
I don't know how appropriate. I will if you want me to.
Either way, we got to take a break.
I can't say no to you because I'm a whore for you.
He's a whore.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
It's a complete crap.
All right, we got to get out of here. In case you were wondering, Josh and I had a conversation off air, and his body count is right where I thought it might be. We were talking about this gal. She's an OnlyFans gal. Last year, this is how she, makes her money and everything, and whatever you do on OnlyFans, you get people to buy a subscription to your page, whatever. This is what she does. She gets naked and has sex on OnlyFans. Last year, she hit 300 partners. For the year 20 plus 23, men and women. She'll bang men and women.
Ditto.
Her goal this year, by the end of this year, is to hit 600. Okay, so we were talking about that. We started talking about body counts. Josh started to sort of sound like maybe you were a little bit more of a slut than I thought you were, but then we talked about it. Your body count is right where I thought it was.
It just, I wonder about that.
But you forgot about what you did last year at Turtle Lake Casino.
Oh, I did?
Yeah.
Okay, add 3.
Add 3 more. Cubby's body count is right where I thought it would be. Some text came in on this. I'm going to bang 600 men and women by the end of 20 plus 24. Her name is Kate. She's a scrawny little number. Look her up on OnlyFans. You'll probably find her. One listener says, does this woman have a degree in horticulture? Another listener says, you wouldn't think there'd be much, how do you say it, traction left on the tires.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be a factor. One more note on this gal. I don't know if you'll find this interesting or not, but she says she's told her mother about her goal of folding 600 men and women by the end of 20 plus 24, and she says her mother is actually very supportive.
My mom would kill me.
Of her goal. Let's be clear about something. Her mother is very fearful, okay? That's what's happening. Her mother is very fearful that if she disagrees with anything that her daughter is doing, that she'll do something even more insane. She agrees to whatever just to not set this young lady off, is my guess there. My mother's very supportive. Your mother is scared to death.
And she probably gets some of that OnlyFans money, and she doesn't want to, lose contact with her daughter.
Oh,
What's
that? You
That's
think
a good
she's
point.
funneling some money to mom?
Yeah, I mean, it'd probably help
She's
her
giving
mom out.
whore money?
Yeah, she's giving her mom some horror money.
Your friendly neighborhood garbage man, Jesus, said 600 people she's going to sleep with. That's horrific. My 4 sons, Jesus, you mentioned last year she slayed 300. He said, I don't think I even talk to 300 people in a year. That's a great point. I bet I don't either.
No, hell no. I talked
Probably
about
not even close.
about the same 6-8 people day in, day out. Well, that's something. That's how she's going to do it. Maybe we'll get updates on her progress there. 600.
Well, to each their own. I'm glad she's setting goals.
Oh, to each her own, exactly. I'm going to keep this. She's such a cute guy. I'm going to keep this picture in my wallet.
What is that? Is that one of your nieces? No. Let me tell you a story.
It's my favorite whore.
I'm going to keep a picture of her in my wallet.
Okay, your wife has texted back.
Oh, enough.
And she says, I wasn't listening, but now I am. You're going to have to go past 9 to cover my husband's whore years. We need more time.
Past 9 a.m. Oh, yeah. I did. Okay, yes, that is true. She knows that I was a raging whore for many years, and yeah, we'd have to extend the program a little bit. Is she all done now?
I don't know.
I thought, can it just be our show now? Unbelievable. And I got to go home now.
Let's see here.
I got to go home to that.
You better get rid of that picture.
No.
No?
And put it on the fridge. You better keep doing the right things.
Happy birthday, love, to Miss Towley tomorrow from I'm Not a Towel, You're a Towel, Jesus. Shout out to elementary music teacher Jesus, headed to lead some kids in some noise making in the rain. Kidney Stone Jesus said, happy wedding day, bro, to Route Fixer Jesus. He went on to say...
Wedding day?
Yeah, you found a keeper. Don't screw it up, he said. By the way, if we ever miss your shout-outs, we apologize. You're not being ignored. It's tough to keep up, and our text system is absolutely awful.
Yeah, keep in mind this text machine is dog feces.
Yeah, so not even shout. If you're not receiving a response or something, we try and get back to absolutely everybody. It's just I know we missed some because we get yelled at for it, and that's the first text we saw from you is you're upset. So I promise you, we try and get back to everybody. I would never leave you hanging on a shout-out. I don't have any names here. But this text says, tomorrow is both my beautiful wife and my awesome sister's birthday. Love you, ladies. That was for me. Happy birthday to Danny, turning the big 01 tomorrow from Dad, Steel Eye Jesus. White Claw Dry Cleaning Jesus, texting a shout out to her husband, Local 34 Pipe Insulator the third. Finally able to listen to the show again. Glad to have you back. NWO Jesus texted a happy 21st anniversary to his smoking hot wife, Sexy Ginger Butt Jesus. And happy birthday again to you, Wapple. And if our coworker Shannon's listening, happy birthday to you as well. Have a sexy weekend.
Yeah, I just want to say personally, thank you.
Have a sexy weekend. That was the end of the show.
Oh, son of a...
I wrapped it up. That was
no, that's not it. I have to say some things. We got to work this kind of thing out off air, dude.
I just want to say to the brother and sisterhood, thank you so much for all the birthday wishes. You really know how to make a guy feel special.
Lame ending.
93X.
The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show podcast is sponsored by Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. New episodes drop each weekday. If your podcast platform has ratings, go ahead and give us 5 stars and maybe give our enemies 1. Thanks, and here's a word from our sponsor.
It is fun, sun, and savings time at Standard Heating and Air with incredible savings on AC units, heat pumps, and combo deals this month to ensure your air quality is up to snuff this summer. Go to standardheating.com for more info or to schedule your appointment today.